Why? Why? Like, why are you here?
Welcome, everyone, to this edition of Fish Stripes Live. Here tonight, we have a very special Fish Stripes Live. We're talking minimal Marlins, but we are here tonight to have a watch-along for Game 3 of the World Series between the Astros and the Phillies. Everyone here could thank Mr. Lewis for this. This is his brainchild, his idea for this. We're going to take questions from everyone in the chat. If you want to come onto the stream, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll have that later on. But here at Talk the World Series, you can ask questions. We're just going to experience the World Series, watch it happen, and let me introduce everyone here. First, we have Kevin. We have Isaac, Noah, Eli, Adam, Lewis. Fellas, how are we feeling?
Nervous. I just want everyone to know that before this game starts, we have $80 whole on the Philadelphia Phillies to win this ball game. So
who's we?
You.
This is me. Isaac is you, me. Well, you know what's mine is everyone's. $80 whole.
Oh, so you're going to share the winnings with us if it hits.
Absolutely.
I'll take it.
So
that's on recording, right?
We are full Bryce Harper and Ranger Suarez mode, and we're very excited for Game 3. It's going to be the best game of the series.
This is actually.
I guess we should clarify for people tuning in that no, you cannot illegally stream the game itself from here. It's not that kind of watch party, but it's the next closest thing. Using the magic of the research tool, we get kind of real-time updates on every single pitch. You get visualizations of it, which is the next best thing. And so we think this is pretty useful. We're trying it out with this, and this is all just I guess you could say, some sort of an experiment as we look forward to potentially applying this to Marlins games in the future, depending on how things go. In this particular situation, even though it's not a Marlins game, it is the only game in town, at least in the U.S., excluding the winter leagues. So we're trying it out and enjoy the beauty of the research tool. Real-time stats, real-time visualizations, all that good stuff.
It looks like they've taken the field, no? All those people on the sidelines are what, security?
So just a couple intro things to people who haven't seen what the research tool is. You're going to see where all the fielders are in real time. You're going to see the umpires labeled. You're going to see the coaches labeled, and you're also going to see random red dots that are unknowns, which are probably security when it's a dead ball or something like that. A ball in play will sometimes be shown on the screen, but most of the time you don't see it. The one thing I will point out is that it's in real time. What we're seeing for us in our real time, you guys are probably delayed on the stream, but for us in real time, we're seeing it before the broadcast happens. So we're going to be live reacting to dots on a screen, not the actual play.
Well, I assume they all know we have the game on TV as well, right?
Yeah, most of us do. But just for those in here, just remember there's going to be a pretty sizable delay.
For anyone here who,
I think
the
research tool will be before I see it there, right?
The research tool is real time.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Just making sure that's what you said. Wow. World Series and Citizens Bank Park
ever when watching a baseball game is having that at your expense.
What size bat does Jose Altuve use
on this World Series?
Huh?
Say it again.
What's everyone's thoughts so far in this World Series? How do you think it's going? How do you think it's going to go?
Hard for me to get a real opinion 2 games in. It's kind of just like I personally feel like the Astros have had the most momentum. It's just the Phillies kind of won that one game after fostering that comeback in Game 1.
I want to remind people of the predictions that we had. This was last week, I guess.
How's that Astros in 4 going?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Who do you have MVP, Eli?
I had Yuli Gurriel, I think.
Ooh, that's off to a good start.
He's playing.
I forgot who I picked this series.
How did Zach Wheeler do in Game 2? Not that he was all right.
He didn't do well. They said the velocity was down, and there was talks that they may actually not even have him start a potential Game 6 or 7. that he's kind of maybe just going to be relegated to relief because he is coming off an injury, I believe. Prior to coming back, he only made a handful of starts ahead of the postseason.
Yeah. Well,
guys, the real MVP will be what was Pat Hobart.
Oh yeah, dude!
One pitch out. I can't even. The game hasn't even started on my TV. What the fuck?
I told you.
You're still
umpired a
looking at
perfect
every
game.
Look, Mattress Matt. What's his name?
Mattress
Matt.
Mattress
just
Matt
got
is
to the
right
plate
behind
for
third
me.
base dugout.
Just
Oh my
setting
god!
up right
Drilled
now.
that
What does that
ball.
man do for a living?
Dude, Nick
Sells mattresses.
Castellanos in right field is delish. All of a sudden, you guys talk all that shit about him defensively. Look at him
Oh.
in 3 same plays this postseason.
I'm still at the first. I didn't have the first pitch hasn't even gone for me yet.
This is not gonna go well.
Suarez is winding up. Altuve hits it. Castellanos
Altuve's still like
gold
waiting in
glove.
the batter's box.
Yeah.
2
there's
pitches,
all-
2 outs. Holy garbage.
Yeah,
How
dude,
do you
that's
see
literally how
that?
he closed out the NLCS.
Yo, stop ruining the stream.
Wow.
If you're gonna have a problem with it with plays being ruined, this is
All
not
right,
the
we
first
had
one.
a conversation earlier. I want to hear this again between Isaac and Lewis. I want to
No,
hear about Jordan Groshans.
I really don't want to go back into this right now, dude.
Yeah, no, this was
Jordan
before you
Groshans
guys do
great.
that, before you
You have
guys
to
do that,
understand, like, while I was yelling at Isaac, like a little 4-year-old kid on his bike was like thought I was talking to him and tried saying hi to me as I was walking around my neighborhood. I'm like, no, buddy, I'm talking about war. I'm not talking about fucking soccer balls.
War.
Like,
the war.
what does that mean?
So if
don't
we
sign
could have
haters,
Eli
crap,
highlight those gems that showed up on the previous play, those are top metrics. So it shows that in blue diamond means that it was an exceptional play, that it was in a 95th percentile. The red ones are 90th percentile, and elite plays are the 99th percentile. So Bryson Stott had an elite sprint speed for an infielder on that play. Pena had an exceptional speed from home to first.
I don't know about all that. That didn't seem
So
like
what
an
does everyone think
exceptional
about
play.
Mill coming back?
Are you just
Why
like
are
saying
we-
random topics?
Potatoes.
Daniel thinks this is a Marlins stream.
I'm just trying to start conversation.
I mean,
Daniel,
By
I
interrupting
prepared
other conversations.
Yeah,
Daniel, I
literally.
prepared some
Daniel,
notes.
we
on
won
that.
69
I am the host.
games.
I prepared some notes on the Bass trade. I mean, I thought we were going to talk about that.
No,
We're
Adam.
not. We
Adam.
already
Why are we
heard, like,
talking
we
about
already-
the
you guys
an-
already
what-
argued about that for an hour earlier.
The World Series is literally on, and you're talking about Zach Pop.
He's not wrong.
First of all, you guys should be happy that Kevin actually, his mommy let him stay up late enough to do this World
Oh
Series stream.
boy, here we go.
It's only
Guys,
8
if you don't know, Kevin's actually 11 years old. He's not. He doesn't even. He's only in the 4th grade, so
Literally.
That's hella old for the 4th grade.
Okay, well, I would like to get everyone's opinion on Bryson Stott, the player who did make that play.
he's never gonna hit, but he's a good defender.
Correct.
What do you mean he's never gonna hit? Like,
He's not really a.
how can you have that point of view on him and tell me that Jordan Groshans trade was good?
Because it's called track record.
Okay,
If Noah
Bryson
is
Stott-
building train tracks, and he builds one really well, and then he builds another one that does one thing well, like it breaks well, but you can't ride a train good on it.
Where are you going with
What
this?
what fucking track am I gonna go on, Isaac? I'm gonna go
Language
on the
1,
Groshans
2.
track.
Where are you going with this?
No, let him talk.
In that I don't think Stott's gonna hit.
what?
I think
Innings
he's in there
over, what
merely
the
for his
hell?
defense.
But he's the starting shortstop in the World Series, and if the Marlins were in the World Series right now, Jordan Groshans would not be in the lineup. Is my
I
point.
Isaac, think he'll hit.
61 at bats.
I think he'll hit. I think he'll hit a
I'll
little
stand
bit.
by.
He's got a nice swing. He's got Bryce Harper to mentor him on his Las Vegas.
Isaac, you've had more girlfriends than he's had big league at bats. Stop it.
So with
Thank
Bryson
you.
Stott, he's running a near 90% zone contact rate, which is very, very, very good. It's amongst like the league average or the league leaders.
Yeah, Stott's good,
the
bro.
the chase
at
rate's still not the greatest, but you know it's harder to improve that, like we talked about earlier today.
And you guys
but
are so overvaluing plate this. Like, dude, it's okay to like.
Do you
chase
not
a
care
strike
about
out.
That's the
walks,
whole
bro?
thing.
Walks are
That's the whole
important.
thing. It's not.
They
overvalued.
are important, but if you walk too much, you don't hit for shit. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
Dude,
No, Barry Bonds.
Yes.
Barry Bonds would not be.
Isaac,
the player
Brad
he
Pitt
is
said it
without
best.
that
I don't
skill
care if it's a walk or a hit. I just want him to get on base.
And how did that
Simple as
team ever
that,
win a
dog.
World Series? Did they win at the end of that movie, Adam?
Dude,
One,
oh my
one
God.
player.
Did they win?
Isaac, The difference between play discipline with Barry Bonds is the
can't have this
difference between
conversation.
him and like Eric Davis. Like it makes a massive.
Isaac, the playoffs are a
Eric
crapshoot.
Davis
We all
is a
know
god.
that. Isaac, the playoffs are a crapshoot. A sample size of a 3, 4, 5 game series means nothing in the
Yeah,
grand
I'm
First
not
of all-
talking about I'm not talking about the
First of all,
playoffs.
pretty
162 game
boy.
series.
If walks weren't important, the Red Sox wouldn't have snapped an 86-year drought. Dave Roberts drew the walk. Kevin Millar drew the walk. Dave Roberts stole the base.
I'm not saying walks aren't important, Lewis. That's not what I'm saying.
But you're
here.
devaluing them as a part of the skill, as a part of a player's skill set.
A player can't be successful unless he's getting on base at a good rate. Okay, I'm with you on that. But him hitting is just as important, if not more important, than him drawing a few walks. I'm sorry, it is. Look at JJ Bleday. No, I hope he's literally the worst player in baseball, and he gets on base. Look at his minor league numbers. He didn't have an OPS over 690 in AA or high A, but he walked. Oh,
okay, so that's his one redeeming quality as a prospect. If you're going to go number 3 overall, at least have something.
Right, and Jordan Grosjean's one redeeming quality as a prospect is getting on base.
That's not true.
In the minors, though, Isaac.
He's actually a well-rounded prospect. He's a plus defender with a plus
well-rounded
He's
prospect.
not a plus defender.
Yes, the only thing he can't do is hit for power. That's because he had an injury that separated that power.
Adam,
He
I
hit
think
230.
I leave and I come back and everyone's already killing each other.
Yes.
Adam, I don't know
We
the
need to
Walmart that you
steer
bought
this
your
in the right direction. We need to
Everyone
steer
needs
this in
to
the right
stop.
direction.
Adam,
Seriously,
I don't know the
let's-
Walmart that you
we're
bought your
acting like
flash
children.
start
and
off-
It's starting to bother me.
Let's start off. All right, I'm gonna let's
Guys,
start off with our
Romeo's
guest.
here.
We have our guest Romeo in here. Romeo, you're a guest. What is up? Tell me about the World Series.
So,
How is it for you?
I mean, I don't really care for whichever team wins, so it doesn't really matter. But I've been.
Did you have a prediction, or we lost it?
Watching this audience didn't win series against the. Can you hear me? Hello?
I think you're coming in and out.
Hello?
You're good now, Romeo.
Hold on.
You're good now. You're good now. Oh, okay, never mind.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
I
you're
was just-
coming in and out.
Uh,
All right, you're
I'm
good now.
trying to
You're
put my
good now.
headphones on.
You're good. You're good. You're
Uh,
good, Romeo. You can speak.
I was just saying, like, all I was just gonna say was that the Phillies wouldn't be there if the Marlins didn't win that series against Milwaukee. So
Butterfly effect.
You're goddamn right, Romeo. Has anyone noticed that Lance McCullers Jr. sort of looks like Zach McCambley?
I don't know what Zach McCamby looks like or Lance McCullers.
You see it?
Kinda,
Eli?
I think if you grow out your hair and grow a beard, I can see you as Lance McCullers.
Dude,
Thank
he
you.
looks like Eric Hosmer a little bit without the
Yeah,
Without the
Right.
97%
American
ground ball rate.
heritage, baby.
yeah. Same with Cassis too.
What a terrible contract that was.
Oh my God, yeah,
That was an albatross.
they happen.
Hey, but guess what, Isaac? I still would have traded Anthony Bass and Zach Pop for him.
You know what? You know what Eric Hosmer
He's
does?
such a shithead. I swear
Is
to
get
God.
on base. Yeah, he gets on base too.
Oh my God, Eric Hosmer does not get on base anymore. He's about as useful as your appendix is.
I swear to God, man.
Eli, what's your review
Wait,
on Lance McCullers? You like Lance McCullers?
Yeah. I think there are actually some interesting parallels between him a little bit if you squint and just focus on the pitching approach rather than the actual visuals between him and Luzardo in the way that they have some limitations as starting pitchers, but just the nastiness of their breaking balls and the strength that they have in their lower bodies that make them kind of comparable to one another. When you wonder about where Luzardo's career goes from here, coming off the year that he had, I kind of look at somebody like McCullers who continues to have durability issues, but when he's healthy, he's a playoff starter. And that's kind of the separation between just rotation depth and guys that you actually would want starting for you in the playoffs. And I think that just points to kind of where I've felt about Luzardo being kind of in that same level that McCullers is in.
I see that.
Yeah, he's very good on a rate basis per inning. I feel like I remember in 2017, didn't he throw something like 24 consecutive curveballs in the game that got them to the World Series? In the championship series against the Yankees? He ended that game in relief with like 24 consecutive curveballs. And then I know he eventually had Tommy John.
And that's some shit Luzardo would do.
No, I actually just wrote Luzardo's season review for our site last night, and his curveball was actually his worst pitch by run value. But if you look at the like underlying numbers, hitters really only hit 157. I think they had like a expected batting average on that pitch of like 167. So like it was just a lot of hard contact when they would hit him, but he had a 44% whiff rate with his breaking ball. So yeah, but McCuller or Luzardo's big pitch was that fastball, like really like he reshaped his fastball. It went from like a plus 13 to like a minus 4 in the span of one season. Like that's for like anyone who doesn't know about run value, and I know Adam and Eli are kind of privy to that. Like run value says it's kind of like OPS plus, where instead of 100 being baseline, 0 is considered average for a pitch. Last year, Luzardo's four-seamer was plus 13, which is like horrible. It's just like I think they hit over like 330 on that pitch with like a 500 plus slug, and then this year it was like a minus 4. So like he essentially improved that pitch by like 17 runs. It kind of just like and sequencing too. Like he's kind of like Sandy. Like if you look at Luzardo and Sandy, they throw 4 pitches and they evenly disperse them pretty well. I think that's a big reason why they're all incredibly hard to hit.
And Luzardo, I don't think he improved that fastball by adding velocity, because the velocity went down a little
velocity
bit.
was there.
No, but it went down a little bit. If this year it wasn't hit 99, 100 like it usually was last season. It was down to 97, 96 rate.
I was just going to read what Romeo's username was.
Fifth and best
super follower.
Yes.
He was the 5th super follower for us.
I think it was something like that. I remember Eli telling me.
Last.
I got to give Romeo credit. His fantasy strategy in our league is incredible. It's paying off for him.
Okay.
When we had our draft and he had Tyreek Hill, Waddle, and Tua, I thought he was going to be at the bottom of the league, but he's like second, tied for first.
Yeah, I just beat Alex. That was a big win. He was ahead of me. So.
You beat Carver. I love to hear it, baby.
You destroyed me with Waddle, Tua, and Tyreek Hill. All 3 of them got like 30 or more points.
Don't you also have the Dolphins defense, Romeo?
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I got like half the Dolphins.
Yeah, but they gave up.
I made 2 trades this year, and one of them was Sony Michel for Teddy Bridgewater to Eli. That was one of my trades. That was the first trade I made.
Eli got boofed.
Eli, what happened? Oh, there we go.
One thing about Luzardo, his fastball.
Hey, who's in first? Let's go.
By the way, that one win for running it up with Hill, that was against me this week.
Look at that Brady team name. Look at that team name for Brady, guys. That's just alliteration at its finest.
I love mine.
I should have said Brady's Bumble account. I should have renamed my account now that he's single.
Adam, you have a 1% chance of the playoffs.
You know what?
I wonder where I'm ranked in the thing.
I mean, if he goes to Miami, he'll probably
second,
have a better chance.
Romeo.
Yeah.
Who's running it up with Hill?
Sean Malerick.
Is that a reference to the Kate Bush song that was in Stranger Things?
Yeah, so. And then I guess it's the run-on play with Tyree.
True.
Strike 3. Leave the research tool off the screen for a little bit.
Squad. Of course.
Yeah.
But then we're all going to see the play at different times.
Eli beat me last week.
One thing about Luzardo, his fastball velocity has been pretty stagnant during this time in the majors. It's been 96, 97 average.
It doesn't matter from a lefty. If you like the way he falls off the mound, that could may as well just be 102.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to throw some pitches that are going to tee like 99, 100, but his average has been around the same. I'm not too worried about that.
May I ask why Dusty Baker wears gloves? Is that for COVID reasons or?
It's
I think
because it's pretty chilly in Philly in October.
No. Like
he was doing it in Houston.
He's wearing like those.
Oh yeah, he always wears those black.
Yeah, he looks like he just like cleaned the garbage cans and like in the dugout
before he hits them.
Oh,
Okay.
Man.
no, I think it's just his thing.
If it's his thing,
Just like the toothpick is.
No, because he didn't do that when he was in Chicago or San Francisco, but he probably may have adopted it.
he's trying not to.
Probably started
Yeah.
with COVID, and he just got comfortable with it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of. Because I don't
They
That
think
make
happened to
him
me
play-
with that happened to me with wearing a mask a lot. Like I just got comfortable wearing a mask in most places, so I just wore it. even though
Isaac,
I
is that
didn't
when you
need to.
started wearing hats?
I actually started wearing hats in like 2021 when I started growing my hair out, and I haven't found exactly, which way to like it. Right now, I'm overdue for a haircut, so that's why I wear it now. But it's not that long. It's pretty
Are
chill.
you? Jesus Christ, Isaac, when's the bar mitzvah?
You see, I have like awkward curly hair. I don't know what to do with it. I gotta find like a good
What's
stylist.
You gotta get the John Jay flow.
Dude, John Jay, the UM guy.
He's gonna be a fourth outfielder with his haircut.
Yeah, come
He
on,
went
Jake.
to UM.
Yeah, he's a UM guy.
Yeah, they had Yonder Alonso out there. MLB
Yeah,
Yeah,
Network,
Manny
so-
Machado's brother-in-law now. I think Machado married his sister.
Really?
Yeah.
What a weird fact.
Ooh, Eli, you changed your fantasy name. I just realized.
What is
Oh,
Martin
yeah.
Maldonado? Martin Maldonado's like hair makes him look like he played in Green Day in the 90s.
I originally named my
Roasting
team
everybody.
after Aguilar, but then
Aguilar.
before the league even started, obviously he was no longer a Marlin anymore. So
Mr.
over-
Tax Fraud himself.
Did he homer in Baltimore at all?
Maybe once.
God.
Maybe.
Did he? I don't think so.
I'm rocking my
Probably
Bugs
not.
Bunny
You would have
jersey.
seen that on Fish Stripes.
That was
Twitter.
like drinking expired milk every day for 3 months.
He
watching
did.
it.
He homered once. 2 RBI.
What a guy.
He hit 224. He didn't get on base. 240 and a 306 slugging.
Again, Isaac.
Oh my god.
I'm not even gonna start this anymore.
I think
yeah,
I know
I'm
what you're
just-
talking
dude,
about.
you-
Oh my god.
I think I know what
I'm
you're
so
talking
over
about.
it.
By arguing with objective knowledge is just
I'm
I'm
over
not
it.
arguing.
Oh my god.
Let's give it a couple seconds so everyone sees.
Oh,
it.
Bryce to the
There
moon! 2-run shot!
Why is
Bryce
Wow.
Harper,
Phillies!
MVP!
There it is.
I'm telling you, Phillies
know
in
these, I know
5.
these.
This Phillies team
Bryce
is fun.
Harper's a fucking god, bro.
I,
Bryce
I
Harper
really
is my
wanted to show
favorite
people what it
Mormon.
looks like when it happens on the research
Holy
tool.
Was it the first
crap,
pitch or the
he's a
second
god.
pitch?
No, it was
Yeah,
the
Wait,
it's
first
just
Eli,
pitch
broadcast
remember to
of
put
ball.
PC view or the one that isn't.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
show
there
it
you
at that
go.
angle, bro. Look at that.
Bro, he
He
is
still hasn't
such
come
a
from my
god.
stream yet.
Look at all the people.
Oh, I love
Bryce
those
Harper's
views.
one of those.
Oh, I love those
Bro,
views.
Bro,
He's
the
one of
Phillies
those
are winning the
people that
World
when he
Series.
homers and like you see the crowd neck like off to the side, like an angle like this.
That's
Eli,
sick.
use high home.
looks
Eli,
different,
use
bro.
high home.
Wait.
No, the high
Let
home
it-
looks
no,
like
look.
crap. I don't know
Yeah, I
why
hate
anybody.
that.
No,
likes
I'm
that.
saying it for the crowd
You
reaction.
can't do
You
broadcast.
gotta tweet
Yeah,
that out,
like-
Eli.
like an
That's
angle
a
like
prime.
this, bro,
That's a
like-
prime one to tweet out.
Like Bryce Harper's electric, and he
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
even try,
sick.
dude.
Look at his ass.
Oh
my
Okay,
God.
all right.
Dude.
Immature.
Eli, can you record that bit?
All this is recorded. Yeah.
All right,
It
great.
bounces back.
Look at his ass.
Guys,
He's a god, bro.
Seriously.
Like, he's the epitome of male evolution, is what that guy is.
He is a good-looking human. I'll give him that.
And he's got a good-looking wife. He has it all.
Dude, he's the best Mormon of all time.
Touche.
R.I.P. Roy Halladay was too, though.
that was a move.
Didn't Jason Worth
Wow.
wear 28 for the Phillies?
Probably.
Beanie's just not cool.
Alec Boehm's hair from the back looks like Jason Worth.
Dude, that's just the Cabbage Patch hair every guy has.
Alec Boehm plays defense the same way that I play drums, like horribly.
I wonder how
Bryce
Alec
Harper
Boehm feels
MVP
now.
already.
Like, man, I
And
fucking
as you
hate
can
Dodo.
see, okay, I guess Castellanos got out. So you see all the Phillies walking off the field. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was cooler watching it when Bryce hit the homer.
No,
I
it's
was
really
watching
not
the
that
research
cool
tool,
because-
and you see all of a sudden the runners start going, and the fielders start drifting back to the wall, and then one of them just peels away before even getting close to the wall because he's like, "Yeah, that's gone."
Well, we
If
can
you-
look at that
the
in the
simulator.
simulator. Yeah, right here.
Just make
Yeah,
sure
but
to
I
put
don't think
everything
that's as
on.
exciting. Like, okay.
Dude, like that was a curveball, like at the furthest part of the plate away, and he
Dude, that right fielder really thought he had a chance at it, huh?
No, he did. He just peeled away.
That
He's
right
No, he
fielder
went all
won
the way to
Gold
the
Glove.
wall. What an idiot.
You act like
No,
that right
Tyler
fielder
Hero's
plays pony
injured.
baseball.
Tyler Hero can't play
I also have
defense.
$20 on the Warriors tonight, in case anyone's keeping track of my
Jesus.
bets.
No
We're
one
not
cares
doing
about
regular
basketball
bets.
right now.
It's football season.
Kevin, what's the score of
Actually,
the
hockey
Warriors
season.
game?
Oh no, I really
It
don't
is.
care.
It can be both. It's both.
The
The
score
Heat
is...
are winning by 5. It's still
How?
44-39.
Don't
middle
worry.
of the second quarter.
The
Anything is
Curry
possible.
Masterclass will
This is
come
nuts,
soon.
bro.
Jesus,
How did the
they're
Heat
playing
outscore
so
the
well.
Warriors by
yawning.
9 in the
Give
first
it the fourth quarter, Isaac. Curry's gonna come in clutch. How many Dolphins games have you been to this year, Romeo?
One.
Just one? All right.
Yeah.
Dude, do you guys
But
see
the
Don
thing-
Mattingly's Halloween costume? Nice,
Yeah,
nice
that's
plug, Eli.
Can you put the picture of Donnie's costume? I think it was
He's
like Elvis
Elvis.
Presley or something, right? Yeah.
Those
Yep.
sideburns are awful, though. Dude, they look like deer testicles for
There it is.
sideburns.
We can't take you anywhere.
That's Don Mattingly.
Oh,
Hey,
I
I
thought
still
you were
follow
flicking
his
off.
wife on Instagram.
I thought
So
he put up the middle finger.
God,
he's the one that shared
that's
this.
terrible.
All joking aside, I am gonna miss, Donnie next season in the dugout and the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too, but you're also not gonna miss. You're gonna miss the runs that we don't allow in the seventh inning when we shouldn't.
We're not.
that's
We're,
actually
His
something.
biggest weakness was the bullpen, but again, he didn't have much to work with.
we're trying to reminisce about the person, not the product on the field for
It's
once.
not a
Let us do
funeral.
that, please.
It's not a funeral, Noah.
Yeah, but like, okay,
Okay. Yeah, we'll all miss Donnie.
ruined it.
He was a
You
very
can
cool
always
guy.
take a bright line and visit him in Indiana.
Brightline doesn't. I'm not even gonna answer that.
Amtrak. Take
Not even
Amtrak.
gonna answer that. Not answering that.
Oh my God, Lewis, man, we need like I don't know, a button or something.
A buzzer.
Yeah, every time you say something, we need a buzzer.
How about a mute button?
Are we sure we're gonna get 9 innings down? That'll be impressive.
We're not getting past 2 without killing each other.
How funny is it
Yeah,
that
I don't know.
Schwarber was the
Through the
Steeler-based taco guy when it was Cameron Maben a few years ago, and this year it's Schwarber? It's funny as fuck.
It was Schwarber. When is that thing where you could claim the taco?
It's a stolen base. The first year was Angel Pagan in 2012.
Angel Pagan.
Kevin wants that taco ASAP.
It's like a
Look-
small taco though, like a Doritos logo style. Oh,
Yeah,
there
but
it
his
is.
mom's gonna have to drive him to get it though.
He has a driver's license.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was
He
a good
doesn't
one.
have a driver's license.
Sorry,
have a
learner's
driver's
permit.
Have the learner's permit, but
I
Real
think
life
I think
coming soon,
it's
real
better
life
if I
coming soon.
react and then we know something happened instead of looking at this shit.
Real license coming soon, guys. Don't worry.
Ranger
Same.
Suarez delivery looks like, you ever play like MLB The Show and make a player and they just have like the generic one delivery? That's literally what his windup looks like. Like Joe Sixpack throwing 86. He could throw like a shutout on like 40 pitches.
Joe Random.
Oh, random.
So random.
real ones know the 55 overall Joe Random from MLB 17 to show to get Pepe Alizar.
Bro, you guys don't go back to MLB 08 with the legend Colby Launchbaugh. That's how like deep I go at
Dude,
MLB.
I remember Colby Launchbot. No. And there were other names too. Like
There
the
was-
generic
I had a
the
guy
generic names.
in my franchise mode in the MLB The Show 13. His name was JJ Bake. Baik.
No, there was Tate Bake, and that was Dice K's. Like, hold on, Lewis, you are the only human being ever I would ever thought who would know who Colby Launchbach is IRL. Like, that is
Apparently, like, is there like a video game series in the 90s called like Full Metal something? Not Full
I
Metal
know
Jack, not that
99
Cooper movie.
Sports was the predecessor to the show.
But I think
He
it's
did it in 98.
Slugfest. They used the same character. Apparently, like that character name just carried over. It was probably just a name that someone at SD San Diego Studios just like rolled over
It's-
into a bunch of games.
They're named after people that work there. So Colby.
Yeah, that's
Launchbach-
what I figured.
They had Reggie Stalker for Barry Bonds. Those were all guys
Yeah.
who were in MLBPA. For whatever reason, they thought they were.
Speaking
like-
of Reggie, unforgotten great player Reggie Sanders.
Yeah.
Kevin has no idea who that is, but like
Former Cardinal Reggie Sanders.
I know.
300 plus homers, bro. Terrible
Really?
outfielder, but I think he was a good hitter.
He had 300 homers.
Yeah, he hit I think
Yeah.
almost on the nose.
Oh,
305.
shit.
305.
Oh, look at that! It's like a Pitbull song.
39.8 WAR.
Yeah, career 39
That's
wins.
a good player. According
I
to,
didn't do
and
it.
now that I said that, the next stream we're gonna do friggin' Danny's gonna say Reggie Sanders is a Hall of Famer on his username.
Yeah, he probably will. I'm sure it crosses mine, but now that you mentioned, he's not going to do it.
I know who
Kevin,
Benito
who's
Figueroa is.
yeah.
I know who that is.
You really didn't know who that was, Kevin?
I legitimately did not know who that was.
How are you a baseball fan?
Yeah, dude. He had his prime years with the Tigers, didn't he?
No, the
Yeah.
Padres.
Adam, you're one to talk.
Yeah, what are you
bro.
talking
No,
about?
don't even
Adam?
start, Adam.
No, because I got my own team. That's fine. That's
Yeah,
your
at
home
least
team.
his
You don't
team
know
is.
it.
I mean, Adam, your team's Hall of Fame literally has Stan Musial's harmonica. I don't want to hear anything about it.
Hey, at least we have a jersey number retired that's not Jackie Robinson.
I will say though, Adam, my
Short
favorite
topic.
baseball stat ever is a Cardinals fact, and it's the fact that Stan Musial had the same number of hits on the road, 1,815, as he did at home. Favorite stat ever.
Yep.
3,630
That's
hits.
It's about as close as you can get.
Kev, do you know who Rafael Furcal is?
Hey,
Yeah,
oh my
I
God,
know who
Marlins
Rafael
legend Rafael
Furcal is,
Furcal.
Daniel.
All right.
He
The
finished his career
Marlins
with Miami,
in the
right?
2000s.
Yeah, dude, that
What are we
one-year
gonna do,
deal
a
that
whole
went about
session?
as well as Kevin's college announcement.
Lewis, why don't you come on for more streams, man?
I'm surprised.
This
there was
is why.
I'm surprised
No,
there's no
Because
that's
Noah,
not
because
right.
Noah
Man.
turns red. I don't know what's more red right now, Noah's shirt or
Oh,
his
dude,
face.
no.
Oh, that's a base hit.
Yeah. Single for World Series MVP, Yuli Gurriel.
Hey, he's been like 375 now in the
Yuli.
series.
Is he still an asshole?
Why? Yeah, because of the Darvish thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, Isaac. Why are you looking at me like you're about to lean in and kiss one of us? Can you not sit like that, please? You literally sitting with your hat on. Is he still an asshole?
Dude, I'm just chilling, having fun with my boys, watching the game.
David Hensley. Is this his first appearance?
Yeah, he was supposed to start
I've
yesterday.
never heard of this
obviously,
guy.
but then it rained. And
You
then
know
it
anything about him?
rained.
He's a player on the Astros.
So he's probably good. He's probably better than Josh Chisholm.
He's definitely better than Jordan Groshans, that's for sure.
Oh,
Better
I'm
than
not
Zach
saying
Pop.
that either.
Isaac, that conversation is like my parents' marriage, bro. It is not alive anymore. I'm not giving any credence to it. I'm not going to go on with it. It's over.
Oh my god.
Sorry I had to get dark, but you know what? Let's just
All right.
watch.
All I'm gonna say is that Zach Pop would be on either team's bullpen right now.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe because the Astros didn't feature a lefty.
Or maybe because
But-
you can never have enough
Or
money.
because
But then you could have
they're-
Will Smith, who literally, Will Smith's mechanics look like, I don't even know how to describe his mechanics, dude. They're so herky-jerky. He would have been great in the 70s. Would have been in that Ken Takuvle class, except he throws 3/4. And again,
Trent
Kevin Sharp.
Jimenez was my first example as a kid of.
Sorry, you don't know who that is, Kevin. Kevin, you know what you need to do every day in the chat? You need to give me a big leaguer that played before the year 2000. That's a new
You should do
assignment
that.
for you.
You know what?
I
I'm
need-
going to look at a list of some players. I'm going to say them and see if Kevin
Well, you
knows
can't
it.
give him names. He has to do it himself. He has to do
Well,
the research.
let me just make sure of something. Kevin, how many hits does Roberto Clemente have in his career?
Oh my God, Kevin! If you don't know this,
Kev, this is 101. This is they teach you.
How many hits does he have in his
Kevin,
career?
I will revoke your FIU scholarship and make you go to Ligma if you don't get this. So you better tell me how many.
Quickly, let's
hits
go.
Clemente has.
Wait,
Fine.
bro, he's talking. It's definitely
10,
over 3,000. Definitely over
9.
3,000, right?
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
8. All right, get the clock up there, Kev.
Oh shit!
Dude, it's over 3,000. I'm not gonna. I don't know an exact number.
Just say a random number.
Hey, Kevin,
number,
the reason
Kevin.
I'm asking you an exact number is because it's
It's an exact number.
Yeah,
It's a
Isaac,
nice
don't
number.
give it away without giving it away.
that's why I
All
All
stopped
right, give me
talking.
your guess. Give me your
Yeah,
guess.
let's
You
go.
want to know something about David Hensley? He just got a base hit in the World Series.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
good for him.
No, we did. Oh well, my TV's behind because I have Xfinity. So.
David Hensley.
Oh,
guess.
dude.
Come
That
on,
hasn't happened on my
Kevin,
TV either. I'm watching the
plate
research
appearances
tool.
he had this season.
Up
Kevin,
the
you cannot look this
middle.
up.
Dude, it's over 3,000. I don't know the exact number.
Kevin, he passed away with exactly 3,000 hits.
Yeah, his last sick game,
Oh, yeah.
September 30th, 1972 at Riverfront, bro. He had a
Points.
double.
We'll get
I
points
know.
for
I
that.
know exactly how he died and everything. So I know.
How did he die, Kevin?
in a
did he read one of
plane
your tweets?
crash?
Where was he going? Why was he on the plane?
He was going to go help the community. I believe he was going to his
The community.
He's right. He's right.
his home,
By
his
the way,
home
he's right.
country.
He's
His
right.
home country,
Community,
bro.
No, it's not his own country. He died at Nicaragua.
Right.
He was going to help.
Fun fact, guys. I bet Isaac. I don't know if you knew this, Isaac, because I'm going to call you out because of your comments yesterday. Neil Walker's dad pitched in the majors, Todd, and he was going to get on that flight with Clemente, but Clemente told him to stay. So if that would have never happened, we would have never had Neil Walker, Pirates, and Marlins.
I do vaguely remember that nugget. Something. So I didn't know it was Neil Walker's dad, but I do know Todd
Isaac,
Walker.
you're full of more shit than a porta potty right now. I know you're lying.
Jesus.
You don't know.
God.
No, I do remember something
Language.
like that.
Language.
Are you kidding? This is awesome. I'm laughing.
I do
No,
remember
but that
something
did
like
happen
that.
because his
Yeah.
and then
Tom
Manny
Walker.
Sanguian, who was like, I think he was a catcher. He on those Pirates teams, very good hitter, by the way, underrated player. 6 Gold Gloves, All-Stars. He said he used to go diving in the waters for Clemente for years after that. All
Cool.
because
Draymond
Kevin
Green got
Durant had
attacked.
the hits he had.
I mean, you can't find them. It's gonna disintegrate after like.
Disintegrate in water.
Yeah, it's gonna like yeah.
Okay,
The
lava
water's
girl.
not gonna
I don't
preserve
really
the
know
body.
like how that
Lava
makes any
girl.
sense.
Huh?
Disintegrate in water, bro. That's like an oxymoron.
Well, like the water's not gonna preserve the
called
body.
It'll
Dissolve.
be his body was likely eaten by like sea creatures.
No,
like
do you
fish
think
and stuff,
like
decomposes
the Titanic,
and it
you think, like, those
decomposes in the
people
water.
stayed
Are
there?
we
No.
really
Yeah,
getting into a
disintegrate was
scientific
not the right
discussion?
word, Adam.
Oh, like it doesn't preserve the body. That's what I said. I corrected it.
disintegrate in the water.
Like the
Decompose.
body, like it's
See,
gonna,
like, where do you find these guys, bro?
it's gonna decompose.
You went to the community. These
What
guys.
Adam
happened?
was at like a Ripley's museum, like saying give Jazz $100 million, and they were Eli's like I gotta hire this guy.
Lewis, you literally were like, "I'll give him 80 to 100 million," like on our stream.
I know, bro, but when you said I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, so
Adam.
when I said it, and then you guys were like, "Oh, you're an idiot," and then we actually go and break it down. You're like, "Oh, you was a good point." That's like a common thing.
Where did
Everyone
Isaac
has
go?
to realize that Lewis is just trying to annoy
I think
everybody,
Isaac's
and
9
he's
PM is
succeeding
here.
very well.
No, not yet.
All right,
I was gonna make plans tonight, but
all right, Isaac. I'm gonna give Kevin another trivia question.
Uh-oh.
Kevin, without looking, what was Babe Ruth's lifetime batting average?
Jesus.
That's too hard.
No,
That's
it's
hard.
not.
No, I know it.
That's difficult. I don't know.
You got to guess, Kevin.
I just want to
I
make sure
would
I'm
guess
right.
music.
Oh my god, bro. They hit like 400.
Oh
For
my
his career?
god!
No.
I think I have a guess. Once
No,
Kevin gets it
I have
wrong,
a good, I have a good hint.
I
for
know
it.
the answer. I mean,
I
know
have a
this-
good hint. I have a good hint. Kevin, his career batting average is the same as Hanley Ramirez's
Oh,
NL batting
Oh.
title batting
15
average.
So
seconds.
I got it right.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
He hit that high in 2011 or 2009?
2009.
2009.
You have
I
the
just saw what the average
countdown,
was.
Kev.
Kevin, come on.
It's Jackie Robinson's number.
Are you like?
He didn't get it. I said that's why I said it.
What's Jackie Robinson's number, Kevin?
Yeah, he doesn't know it, so it doesn't matter.
Guys.
Is this just a Kevin roast session today?
No, Kevin, you with baseball trivia is like Sandy against the Dodgers, dude. It's like bad luck.
That was funny.
We're gonna play that after every
Dodgers,
Lewis joke.
Lewis. I don't want to hear it.
All right, yeah, but
His number is 24.
career 342 hitter.
It's 42.
Did you say
No,
24?
Oh my
Is
god.
he crying?
What are you
No, I'm
like?
not crying.
Leave Kevin alone.
How was David Henley playing in the World Series playing 16
I don't know who David
games?
Henley is. Is that the lead?
Henley,
is that the
whatever his
son
name
of the-
is.
One of the Eagles members? Is that Don Henley's son?
Wait, did Kevin guess 24?
No,
24.
bro. That's a 42. Come on.
That's
Can we
hilarious.
do the MLB pickle on here? We all try to guess it.
I actually would love to do MLB.
That's actually a good idea.
Let's do it.
Can we
He
pull it up
just wants-
here?
He just wants the questions.
If you already
diverted
did it,
from-
then don't say it.
I haven't done it today.
Neither
Let's
of
do the
us.
pickle. Let's see if we can get it first try.
It's not, is it
I always
Hey,
use Trevor
Kershaw.
Rogers as
MLB.com?
my first guess.
It's MLB Play, and yeah, there you go.
There it is.
There we go.
Okay,
Hey, Kershaw.
dude, start with no.
I always start with
Sandy.
Trevor.
Start with a guy who's been around a couple. Let me see.
Wait, what is
I
that?
usually start with Aggie.
I've never seen this before.
I always start with Aggie. I
Miguel
always start with
Rojas.
Rojas. That's a good one.
Is this
Okay.
Wordle?
Okay, we got righty. He's a righty.
He's a
And
righty.
he's either in the NL or in the AL East.
Thank you, Kevin. I know how this works.
I don't
No,
understand how
not,
this
not
game works.
maybe the people in the chat don't know.
You have to
how it
guess a
works.
player, and when it's green, it means it's right. Yellow means you're close. If it's still gray, it means you're completely wrong, and you have to keep guessing.
Okay, so he's a righty, but I don't know what somebody.
He's a right. Okay, stop. He's a
the
righty
green-
that plays in either the
Try
NL
Mookie
West,
Betts.
NL Central, or the AL East. That is
Try
within
Mookie
2
Betts.
years of 33 years old. Is not from Venezuela and is not a shortstop.
Try Mookie Betts.
Paul Goldschmidt?
What
No.
the fuck?
Goldschmidt's like 35, dude.
Is he? Dude, I figured he
That's
was.
that's within 2 years.
Oh,
that's a good guess.
Alec Bohm to the moon.
Alec freaking Bohm.
I am a
Mookie,
fucking commercial
Alec
break,
Bohm
bro.
gives the Phillies a 3-run lead here in the second.
I
Is
am
Dusty
literally on a
Baker never
commercial
going to win a
break.
World Series?
Wait, can it be 2 years older or 2 years younger?
How old is
Yeah.
Mookie
It could
Betts?
be
Try
within
Mookie
two. It's
Betts.
within 2 years.
Yeah, so if he's
So-
35, it's still correct.
Wait, try
Never mind. Don't try Mookie Betts.
try Nolan.
How do you play this game?
Try Nolan.
Just guess.
That's wrong. Oh no!
Okay.
Well, you got
Okay,
USA.
okay. So the players
he's
from the
American,
U.S.
he's
and
It's an
it,
NL
it'll
West
be in
player.
it'll be in the NL West, and it'll probably be 35 or 34 years old.
Or
So
it
he's
could,
probably a pitcher because it's not doing it for third baseman. It's probably
right.
Well,
I
it's
was,
not Kershaw because Kershaw's
It could
a
be an
lefty.
outfielder.
yeah. Give me a relatively
Try
older.
Darren
So he's,
Ruff.
so he's older than 33. He has
Darren
to
Ruff
be
to the
older
NL
than
East.
The Mets lost.
Darren Ruff
Darren
to the
Ruff
NL
is on the
East.
Mets, Isaac.
Oh,
Just
sorry. I thought he was on the Giants.
So it has to
still.
be someone
on,
from
man.
the
Jock
USA. It has
Peterson?
to be older than 33.
Jock Peterson's not a bad selection. We could put that one.
Try
At least in his 20s, I think, right?
He might be still.
Jock has to
Peterson's
be
like
in his early
29.
Jock
Yeah.
is a lefty, you
Is
capital.
Johnny?
Oh,
no, he's
yeah.
not. Is it Alex?
No, the
Oh,
age
that's a
is
good
wrong.
choice.
Is
That's
it
a good
Alex
choice.
Wood?
Will Myers.
Alex
Will
Wood.
Myers
it
is
has
a
to
good
be
choice.
a little older than 33.
Padres definitely declining his option.
What are we doing? Like, I
If
don't
you guess
understand.
if you guess
Just
Will
guess a player,
Myers,
Adam.
it'll
Just
it
guess
can
a
help
player.
you narrow down the
A player
team.
based on what?
You have to
Adam,
narrow
are you
down the
serious,
player.
bro?
I've never
You're not
Green-
naming it.
Before.
The
Put
green.
Daniel Bard.
Never
Put
fucking
Daniel
know.
Bard.
Bard,
How
so
would
we
I
know
know?
if it's a pitcher.
It's
That's
Daniel
too
Bard
old.
33? Damn, he's 37.
Okay, so we
Okay, at least
Daniel
when we got
Bard-
it, it's NL
Daniel
West.
Bard didn't pitch for like 7 years.
So
Can we go through a practice session?
No,
trial?
No.
this isn't bowling
It's
with
updated
bumpers.
daily.
Let me see. Let me think.
this
I
isn't
don't even know what's
bowling with
going on.
bumpers.
Wait, how
So
old
stop
is
talking.
I'm trying to
33?
learn, and I'm
No,
like,
he's a lefty.
All right, everyone guesses once at a time, please.
NLS.
Okay.
what are we trying to find out?
Just
I
a
don't know.
player.
Player,
A player
the
that
mystery
fits that.
player.
A mystery player. You're supposed to guess it.
Using this information, have you ever played Wordle?
No.
Okay, so
Oh
let
my
me
God.
explain. Guys, let me explain it to him without you guys talking, please.
Yeah, everybody.
The way it works is that you guess a random player, and each different category, if the category is gray, it's not even close. If the category is green, let's say if the NL West is green, then it's the NL West. If it's yellow in the division, it's either the counterpart division in the other league or another division in that league. So when we guessed the NL East and it was yellow, it could either be the AL East or the NL Central or NL West.
Okay.
Then with the batting and throwing, it'll be, if it's a switch hitter, a lefty or righty will show as yellow, and obviously throw is left or right. Where they're born, it's either green or it's not. If they're in the U.S., it's the U.S., it's green. If it's not, it's not. The age is within 2 years is yellow, and on it is green. And positions, I think if they've played like at least 10 games at a position, it's yellow, and their primary position is green.
Can you try Austin Barnes, please?
Austin Barnes.
Is he
is
got
not
old?
So
that
right now we're trying to
young.
find a hitter in the
He's not that
NL
old.
West who is a right-handed.
Doesn't
Austin
have to
Barnes
be a hitter.
has to be at least
Doesn't have to
30,
be a
bro.
hitter.
Actually,
Is
it
Mike
gets
Yastrzemski a good selection here? Mike
Although
Yastrzemski.
Would be
actually,
over
right now,
30.
Actually, I think because it's a gray on the relief pitcher, it won't be a starter either. But I'm not entirely sure. So Austin
Yeah, I don't
Barnes
think
is
he's gonna be
actually a
starting
good
pitcher
choice.
either. I
Evan
think it's a catcher.
Longoria.
Is he that
Austin
old?
Barnes.
That's
No,
not a bad
'cause we already
selection.
tried third base, didn't we? Oh,
Okay, well,
So
Not
he's
a
got to be like
Dodger.
so it's not
33,
on the
34.
Dodgers.
Oh, you tried third base already. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not Colorado. It's not the Dodgers. So it has to be San Francisco
San Diego.
or
try
Arizona.
Machado? Oh, no,
Yastrzemski.
Machado's a third baseman.
Mike
Yastrzemski.
Yastrzemski is way too young.
You
Oh,
know,
he's
he's
Also
like
a
30.
lefty hitter.
He's
Also a
30.
lefty
Yeah.
hitter.
Yeah, he's not that young.
It's got to be a 34-year-old.
He was in the minors, the Orioles, going back to like 2011.
It could be a 30
Tommy
or 34,
Pham?
I believe.
It has to be a 34.
No, Tommy Pham was with the Reds this year, and
Oh,
then
that's
went
right.
to the Red Sox.
That's right.
Hmm,
I think he is like 34.
we're stuck.
Can it wait? Oh yeah, it's not a catcher either. So what the fuck?
It's not Trout, is it?
Yeah.
No, Lewis, it has to be in the NL West.
Oh, NOS. All right, my bad.
Um,
Alec Bohm looks like he's in a frat.
Diamondback.
think about
Okay,
outfielders in the NL West.
Not 33, not 37.
AJ Pollock.
34.
Pollock
AJ
with the
Pollock
White
is
Sox last year.
with the White Sox.
Cody Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger's not a bad
no.
guess.
Cody
Has to
Bellinger's
be- has to be
28.
older
Can't
than
be Cody
30.
Bellinger, guys.
30.
Has to be older than 34.
He has
Chris
to be
Taylor?
30. Has to be
Oh, no,
older.
he's not on the
like
Dodgers.
34, 35.
No, it's not on the Dodgers.
Outfielders in the NL West older than 34.
Not on the Rockies or Dodgers
Not on the
Switch
Rockies
it
or
up.
Dodgers, so they're on the Giants or the Padres.
or the
Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks.
the
as well
Diamondbacks.
count.
On the Diamondbacks.
Will Myers. We said Will Myers already, right?
Will Myers isn't 34, dude. He's like 31.
I don't know.
Check it'll
Oh,
show.
Tommy Pham.
Did Brandon
How about-
Marsh
how
just
about,
hit a home
Charlie
run?
Oh, no, he's
Blackmon?
not on the Padres anymore, right? No.
Brandon,
Brandon Marsh.
No, it can't be. It's not from the
Brandon
Dodgers,
Marsh just hit a home run.
and it's not from Colorado, so it has to be Arizona or the
Mm.
Padres.
Dude, Lance
the-
McCullers is looking like freaking
He's looking bad.
crap. He's been bit by the long ball. I mean, this is a hitter-friendly ballpark anyway. But Jesus,
Wow.
Dude,
Kyle
It's gotta
Schwarber's
be
like, I'm gonna
Arizona,
strike out
San
for you, buddy.
Francisco, or the Padres.
Yeah, that's a home run. That's over the fence. That's no Jeffrey Mayer play. Kevin doesn't know that reference either. Sorry, Kev.
Try Austin Nola.
Stop picking.
It's okay.
I
Austin
don't think
Nola's
he's
a
going to be
catcher.
on the
We already guessed
Diamondbacks.
catcher.
I think he's going to be on the Padres.
The most we would get for guessing the same position.
Oh,
just
what
finding
about
out
Freddie
the-
Freeman? Well, Freddie Freeman's like 30.
No, he's
Guys,
an
it has to be
By
a
the way,
righty,
that could
righty.
work.
It has to be a righty hitter.
It has to be
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
from the Diamondbacks,
Like,
the
I've said it four
Giants, or the
fucking times.
Padres.
Padres.
He's an outfielder? Or does
Oh,
he
Jerickson,
Outfielder
what about
or
Jerickson
right
Profar?
side of the infield.
I think it could be a pitcher.
Jerickson Profar? No. More of a left fielder now.
No, he has to be 34 or older.
He could qualify for various positions. That may be. That may
Profar
actually be a
primarily
pretty good.
played left field last year, though.
Right profile.
Oh, no.
He's in the Mets.
Yeah, just checking to see whether they counted him as a Met or not.
Okay, they didn't update this.
Try Jerickson Profar.
No, he's a
Profar's
left. Oh
probably
my god,
not-
guys!
he's not
You
the-
name one
Profar's
more
not even
guy
like
who's not a
30,
righty,
guys.
righty.
He's like he's very.
Profar's like only 29.
Oh, how about Brandon Crawford?
Oh
Oh,
my
that-
How
god!
about Charlie Blackman?
Okay, be Brandon Crawford.
Those
Charlie
are two.
Blackman.
Charlie
Blackman.
Blackman.
Blackman's
It's gotta be
right now?
Charlie Blackman.
No, I think
No,
Blackman's
that's
a lefty, isn't he?
Lefty.
Oh, he
That's
is.
He's a
Yeah,
lefty.
yeah, yeah.
Guys, if you
Ah.
name one more lefty bat, I'm literally gonna be pissed.
I forgot.
You're already pissed.
Brandon Belt? Oh, lefty. Shit. Isaac's going to cry. Isaac, don't give me that look with your eyes and your chin. I don't need that.
Eyes at your chin.
Yeah, my
Even
guess
worse.
was
Yikes.
You know who? Can you try Anthony Disclafani, please?
Oh, he
He's
could
not
also be a
34.
second baseman though.
He was
Forgot about
hurt this year a lot. He was great for them a year ago, man.
He's
Oh,
not,
wait.
It's not the right age.
Wait, it tells you, it gives it to you before you even.
But
Yeah,
by the way,
because-
guessing that will give you will tell you if the guy's on the Giants or if he's a starting pitcher.
It'll narrow
So
it down.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it will
It's a
specify.
good guess.
Eli, type in Mark Melanson.
Huh?
Don't
He
you-
signed with
Not,
the Dodgers?
no,
Can't be a
it's not a
reliever.
relief
Can't
pitcher.
be a
Not a
reliever.
So
reliever.
it's
No,
from
put in-
either the
put in
Dodgers,
Disco,
not the
so we
Dodgers,
can see if
either
he's
the
a pitcher.
Padres or the Giants.
No, it could still be from the Diamondbacks. It's
David
just-
Price.
He hasn't.
Oh,
He
no,
hasn't
Dave
clicked
Price
it
was a
in.
lefty.
Try
Dave Price was a
Disco.
lefty.
Just
try
put him in so we can see if
Disclafani.
it's on the Giants.
Let's go Desclafani, guys.
Yeah.
Brandon
He's
Marsh
32.
is on Duck
Okay, so it's
Dynasty.
not on the Giants.
Okay,
It's
so
a
it's
starting pitcher.
He's a starter.
So the starting pitcher on the Padres or Diamondbacks?
The 34-year-old
Yu
starting pitcher
Darvish?
on the Padres or Diamondbacks.
You Darvish.
No, Darvish. I don't think
Try
Darvish.
Darvish.
Have
It's
to be in
Darvish.
the US.
Oh, no,
US.
USA.
Oh,
Clevenger.
USA.
Okay.
Clevenger.
Clevenger.
Mike Clevenger.
Clevenger.
Clevenger's
I don't know if he
really
was
good.
someone double
He's
check.
not that
No,
old.
not Clevenger.
No one can
Not
double
that-
check anything,
Oh, yeah.
Adam. This is
Not
not
that
correct.
old.
Could it be Clevenger?
Not that old.
Is he that old?
I know who it is. I think I know who it is. I think
Nah.
it's Merrill Kelly.
Ah, that's a good
Really?
pick.
Yep.
Yep.
Eli, you're a little.
Hey!
He was
He
the
showed up
answer
on
already
the
one day.
I love
He, like,
that.
He like
All right,
destroyed
but
the Marlins, didn't he? Didn't he have, like,
Can
a
we not
good-
play this game again? Because this game took a long. This is like a Pink Floyd song, dude. It took forever.
It
now I'm
updates
kinda-
every
now I'm
day,
starting to-
and
I'm
there was
playing
too many
another one
cooks
now.
in the kitchen when we were doing it.
Hey, we're using too much seasoning, okay?
How did we not think that?
So
Man.
back to the game where Lance McCullers has allowed 3 home runs in less than an hour.
Can we pull up the last time he gave up 3 homers in a game? I'm gonna use the stat head tool to find that out real quick. Because I like that stuff.
He allowed
Oh,
only 4 the entire regular season. He's allowed
I think
But in
it's
his
fair to
career,
mention
I'd like
that
to know the last time in
maybe-
his career he did that.
I think it's fair to mention that Jazz and Sandy are there, so giving the Phillies some luck tonight.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what's happening.
What, did somebody just what was that?
We're clipping that. We're clipping
Is
that.
Eli laughing at me or did he sneeze?
We're
Did
clipping
Eli
that.
sneeze or did he have an exorcism?
I had a sneeze coming, and I was in the wrong tab. And I didn't have enough time to totally get back. And I
Likely
was also trying to
story.
hold it in.
I can hear it in your voice, dude. Sound like you're-
I was like, dude, Eli laughed at me for that.
That was a good sneeze.
like how
It's
Daniel
gone
just
to the
provided
point where
voice.
we're talking about other sneezes.
I was looking up
Jesus.
the Lance McCullers thing to see.
It's only the bottom
Nice.
of the second.
Allowed to, yeah,
Oh,
this ties a
yeah.
career high. There were a couple.
Look at the
other games.
headline. Lance McCullers tipping pitches.
Yeah, I saw that Jeff Passan
Ooh.
tweeted that, right? Or is that Buster Only?
It's a bad
How
time
do
to
you know
be
if
tipping
someone?
pitches.
I actually
Chase
want to
was
know
the
this.
best.
And this is honest, and don't make fun of me. How do you know if a guy's tipping pitches?
So like there's different things that give it away. Like I'll give you an example, Kevin. Like, have you ever heard of Dwight Gooden?
Dwight Gooden, yeah.
Okay.
Dumb.
So there was hitters, I think they said they would pick up on it with Gooden when he would lean in out of the stretch to get a sign from his catcher, from Gary Carter. When he would throw a curveball, he would stick his tongue out. It's not the most it's not the perfect example, but it's little things that a pitcher does on the mound or even off it that kind of precede a particular pitch being thrown that give the impression that he's so-called tipping. So if he's ritualistically
okay.
doing certain things, like when Glasnow was in the World Series a couple years ago, I think when he was getting, correct me if I'm wrong, Eli, when he was getting set up higher, he was throwing a fastball, and then lower he was going to his breaking ball, or it could have been the other way around. It's like different things like that, physically, how you move, or just
So
kinda
it's
like
just
get
catching
set up.
onto a pitcher, basically.
Yeah, well, like if
Common
you
things
move,
like different ways they're holding their glove, different
yeah,
different
like if,
feet positioning. Anything can be anything that they do differently between different pitches can become tipping pitches. And-
I've seen sometimes pitchers will try to offset like tipping to if you see a pitcher get a ball back from the catcher, they'll have like a very neutral grip on it, almost like they're throwing a changeup. And some of those guys don't even throw like straight or circle changeups. And then when they get the ball in the glove, they'll obviously come to get their grip on the pitch that they're going to throw. But yeah, like tipping pitches it's so many different ways in which you can do it.
White.
Got it.
You can also install a camera in center field, a high density camera, point it right at the home plate.
Density.
And then once you get it, you can go and relay a sign to the trash can, and then you can.
Yeah, but like if you do it in Broward, is that in Miami?
Lewis, you need to stop bringing
That didn't even
incidents
make
from
any
the group
sense.
chat. You need to stop bringing incidents from the group chat into the streams.
No, that didn't even make any sense in this context. Like, what are you trying to relate that to?
I just
But
love
back to
randomly
the
bringing it
tipping
up.
pitches. I was
You
gonna
didn't
say,
explain how the Astros cheated.
Oh, Romeo's still here.
Oh, Romeo's still here?
yeah,
Eli,
I've just been
Eli, I
quiet.
got the stat. So this is the first time that Lance McCullers has allowed 3 homers in a game since May 26th of 2018. And in that game, he gave up 7 runs in 4 1/3 innings against the Indians, or the Guardians, the former Indians. So first game
That's
in over
nuts.
4.5 years in which he's allowed 3 homers in a game. And it's the only time in his career he's ever done that.
The Phillies are also the first team to hit 2 home runs, to hit 3 home runs in the first 2 innings of a World Series game ever.
How would Tim Kirkchen give that stat? Like to Buster only. Can anyone do like a Tim Kirkchen impression?
No.
I know he like rolls his last name.
We're here.
This is unbelievable.
Oh, God.
What's Jeff
Like,
Passan?
this is
Jeff, tell me about.
This is
Let's take a
ridiculous.
break.
Or he'll be like, this guy, Brandon Marshbuster, he's really good.
We need Lewis impressions now.
So I was gonna say it, the tipping pitching part. White Sox legend Nate Jones, when he used to come up here, you could tell the difference in the spread of his fingers. His release was so high you could tell what pitch he was throwing.
Yeah, that's another way. That's a later. That's maybe a little bit
It's hard
harder.
to do.
Yeah,
To be able to try to tip and like catch a pitch just by his finger placement as he's winding up and throwing it, that's tough.
Shout out to John, most active person in the chat.
The only person
The
in the
only
chat.
person in the
The
chat.
only person in the chat. There's 2 people.
Yeah. Everything else is a porn bot that gets blocked.
did Eli have to walk his
Yeah.
dog?
Yo, I can tell you this right now. I'm not going to be on the stream for more than 5 innings. I don't think anyone else should be.
Yeah, no, I got shit to do after this.
When are you gonna go eat, Adam? Or did you already go eat?
I'm all right. I already ate like not too long ago. I didn't eat dinner or lunch, so I had an early.
Also, are you sitting on a couch or a lawn chair?
I got a long chair in my room.
I knew it,
Oh,
bro.
because
I fucking knew it.
my parents are downstairs, like eating. So
What does
I'm,
that
like,
mean?
I mean,
Do you guys
I
have
gotta make it
one
weird.
like decent chair in your house?
no, I'm just upstairs.
I was like,
I
dude,
don't have like
dude.
tables and shit upstairs.
You guys
I was
share
like,
a
this guy looks
chair?
like he's sitting on a lawn
No.
chair. And I'm like,
Adam, are you like recreating King of the Hill?
Actually, dude, I need to see King of the Hill. That's like one of the shows I've been wanting to watch for a while. So
I mean,
Did you
it's
ever
not
finish?
like
Did you ever finish
it's not,
you?
like
what?
I think the funniest
you
thing
ever
about that
finish
show
you?
was Boomhauer. He like
no one
Like,
wants to go take a
I
break.
don't really think it's worth like investing too much time in. It's an animated TV series.
That was big in the '90s, wasn't it?
Came out in '97. Mike Judge,
Yeah.
the same guy who made Beavis and Butthead, did that show.
All right, I'm gonna bring us here because
Marlins
I
Miners,
believe Eli
baby!
went to go
Marlins
walk
Miners!
dog.
Marlins Miners, baby!
Wait, who's saying that?
That's Isaac. I love how you answer your own. What are you, a rapper? Oh
What?
wait, where'd Noah go? Kevin and
That
his
was my
brother
first ever
shot with you.
Jeopardy.
Where did
Kevin's
Isaac?
reacting
Where did
to
Noah
how
go?
funny.
Noah left.
Why?
Camera off, muted, and took himself off the screen.
So
Why?
did Eli.
Eli went to go
Why?
walk his dog, though.
Probably.
What do you guys want to talk about? Because, it's only us now.
I got my Max
Should we talk
Meyer
about-
jersey.
That's an interesting
It's
question.
been talked about a lot.
That's an interesting question.
I'm Kim Mang. I say nothing while saying absolutely everything.
Why don't we talk
Nope.
about the?
I wonder if that's the one that she gave to
Wait,
Dave
wait,
Roberts.
wait, wait. I'm still on Adam's chair situation. Like, do you have one chair in the entirety of your house?
I have one chair in the entirety of my upper level. That's like something where I
Dude.
can actually put a table not too far in front.
Isaac, what are you drinking?
This is wine.
Water, bro.
Water.
Water. Of course, you douchebag. You'd be drinking it out of a glass bottle.
I like ice with my water, so I pour
You Miami
water.
folk. Oh, Zephyr Hills. Never
Dude,
mind.
that
You're
looked like
drinking like
Prosecco.
you're drinking peasant water,
Prosecco.
dude. That's literally the nastiest water in the world.
Negroni.
I got 3 Marlins jerseys, and this is a Max Meyer one. You guys wanna?
Excuse me, there will be no Zephyr Hills slander on this stream.
Yeah, Zephyr Hills is the best water.
Zephyr
in the
Hills
world.
is the worst water in the world. They use
You
like
are
a
out of your mind.
They use the worst plastic possible, dude. There's so much like
The plastic
estrogenic
bottle
chemicals in
tops,
their
they're
plastic.
the best though.
Oh no, he would have made the good play. Sorry, Altuve. Go back to Disney World. Where did Eli go?
Which one of the were you surprised of any of the Gold Glove winners? You know, obviously without
Yeah,
Juan
he's
Soto,
Guerrero.
it was like
Trying to be
huge.
professional.
Guerrero winning a Gold Glove makes no
Wait,
sense to me.
do we have that in
like,
here?
That's some
I
bullshit,
remember
dude. They
Eli
gotta give it
put
to
up here.
Rizzo.
Let's see if I can find it.
Nah,
Oh,
I don't
Rizzo.
really agree with Eli on giving it based on past performance. Rizzo wasn't like a great defender this year.
Does anyone
Why are
have
there a bunch of
the
food?
results?
Oh, we're at Publix now.
Guys,
We're visiting Kevin.
when they were interviewing Alec Boehm after his home run, he asked him if what Bryce Harper said to him after he came back to the dugout, and he smiles and is like, "That's between us."
Definitely sending pitches.
Dude, with this one, like, win this
Where
one,
are you guys with these like in-game interviews with
I love
players?
them.
I hate them.
I
I
hate
love
them.
them.
I can't stand them.
I hate it.
understand,
I
like-
hate it. I hate it. These players
Dude,
need to
look-
be left alone. It's ridiculous that the reporters are in the
Yeah.
dugout
Oh,
mingling
look at
among
Alec
the
Boehm.
players. It's ridiculous.
I don't know how.
I don't know
why
I-
Content.
Bullshit.
I was a fan when they did it on Bally with Rod. He came out every other couple of
Dude,
innings.
Rod Allen is just like
Not in public.
No.
We don't-
Hold
we
your
don't-
tongue today, Lewis. You're holding your tongue tonight.
no.
Lewis,
That's all.
keep those kinds of opinions to yourself, please, in public. Thank you.
But
That
yeah,
guy
no,
was
I don't know.
fair.
I think I was there for that game covering, and it looked pretty cool. But I don't like this what they're doing here with Fox. I know that even the Dodgers had to remove like the Fox camera and everything out of their dugout during one of the series. So
It's not cool. You know
yeah,
what I also
I'm
don't
not a
like?
big
You know how
fan.
when Sandy was an all-star, they had his whole speech in Citi Field locker room?
Now there's what?
Yeah, I
You know
was
how when
there.
Sandy was elected an all-star, they showed his speech
Oh.
and congratulating him in the locker room?
Yeah,
That's something that shouldn't be made public. We shouldn't be seeing that.
They didn't let us in the room for that. I didn't know it got
Yes.
recorded.
First of
I
all,
think it's
that's
not
not
as
my
bad
point.
if
The
like
point
the
is-
player isn't like if they're not briefed on it like before that it's gonna be filmed. It's a little bit less.
no, I'm saying like that, those celebrations, those like stuff in the clubhouse should be not available to go on social media for everyone to see, like the Marlins Twitter handle did. I think
Well, at
it's
least
weird.
they're not available to Adam because like he doesn't wear pants, so it's like he.
That's not.
You're not gonna-
alright, you guys drive me
Lewis.
crazy.
You need to stop that.
Stop being mean to me, Noah. Stop yelling at
wait,
me.
I mean, like,
Stop
if
bringing
teams-
up.
hold
Stop
on.
bringing up stuff that's private
Wait,
between us
so, but
on a public stream.
Hold on, wait. So, like, why shouldn't we be allowed to see what's going on inside celebrations? That's why they have the champagne thing. They
No,
have like the curtain.
That part, yes, that part, like fine. Like even though like I still like it's a clubhouse. It's what
He's talking
it's
one-on-one
them. It's not for us to see.
conversations.
It's not, you know,
Ian,
it's not for us to see. It's not for
well, like,
fans
okay,
to
so
see.
what specific
different.
things do you have an issue with, Isaac? What are you referring to? What are you referring
Okay,
to?
if there's something like in a
Sandy-
family, in a clubhouse, and I'm a major league player. I'm standing out concert. And I'm telling my teammates how much I appreciate them. I don't need this going out on the Marlins social media account and for all of the world to see. No, this is a family thing. You don't. I don't like that at all.
And if they really wanted Sandy to say something, you could just film himself saying, "Oh, thank you." to
Yeah, and
everyone
if they
who voted
wanted
for
to
me,"
do
and
something
that's
for
it.
social media, do that. But the real thing shouldn't have been. But you could tell the real
I
thing
agree.
was filmed.
I
It
agree.
was ugly.
I mean,
agree.
I don't really like
I don't
the
really
whole
understand
media
what you're
shebang
saying,
of it,
to be
but
honest.
unfortunately, that's how you're gonna attract people to it.
Poor Daniel.
Yeah.
Because guess not.
It definitely makes
You can barely see Danny.
it definitely
What were you
gives
saying,
an
Romeo?
air of inauthenticity to the whole like kind of like takes away from the game too much, which I don't like. I guess I'm more there to watch the game. I don't really care all that much about player interviews.
I mean, like, I don't have an issue in the sense that it kind of brings the fans closer to the game. Like, that's what I really like, and especially with MLB, where you got to increase fan to player engagement because it's so poor compared to NFL and the NBA, and they come like rising the NHL and other sports too. So I would think, I just don't really see like why the players would want to
You
have
can't do
that.
stuff like that in the NFL though.
Like, to me, it's like an
Players don't
entitlement
like it.
thing on their part. Like, if you really got a problem with a reporter coming
Who
to
left?
your attention for like 10 minutes, not
Danny
even
did.
Can you guys hear me? I feel like I'm.
You know what? A player has all the right to not want to be talking to some fucking short reporter about his at bat 2 minutes after he hit a home run. Let him
It's-
relax.
it's-
Let him.
I mean, that is Ken
It's
Rosenthal.
the
but I
perspective
know
you're
what
thinking
saying.
through that, bro. Like, that's just like why.
No, if I hit a home run in the World Series and I'm sitting there in the dugout, I'm resting. I'm focused on the next half inning. I'm focused on my next at bat. I don't want to go up to fucking Jeff Passan or Ken Rosenthal. What were you looking for on that pitch? A baseball to hit. What a fucking stupid question. Like, I hate that stuff. That's just me.
These guys get paid too much money to complain as much as they do. That's the way I see it.
Sure,
agree.
but I mean, I don't know.
But-
Just because you get paid a lot of money doesn't mean you're immune. To
I mean,
having
think
your
of
own
how
private-
entitled do you have to be to say, I'm going to reject you wanting my attention? Like, dude, like, fuck you.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
just
but I
talk
don't
to
think
me.
they should be in. I don't think they should be in a
TV
dugout just sitting there
24/7.
waiting.
Yeah, so they're waiting. Exactly. Yeah.
They are
so they-
forced to talk pregame and postgame. They don't need to talk during the game as well.
Okay, and they should be forced to speak. I mean, I think that's for every league. They're forced to speak.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but not
no.
during the game.
I mean, Mike Trout
During
doesn't
the game,
really
not
do a
during
lot
the
of
game,
press.
before or after.
Right, I'm saying they're forced to speak before and after.
Postgame.
They should be, but during the game is ridiculous.
It probably does. Do you think it
shouldn't
has
be
any
There's a
effect
reason
on
why
the-
there's pregame. There's a reason why there's pregame clubhouse for media to talk to them pregame, and then they have their own postgame presser, and they even have the whole dugout with at the time it was done.
And I
so.
get it that like it is cool for fans to be watching and see their fucking favorite player talk to them. Like, so you can't just please the fans so much, and do everything they want.
Game is
I don't know.
for
I would-
Alienate.
I don't know. I could like.
What are you eating, Noah? Cottage cheese? Oh,
Haagen
Ice
Dazs.
cream.
Haagen-Dazs, bro.
Cheese.
Ice
That's-
cream.
Why would he eat?
That's some
Why
white
would he eat
people ice
cottage
cream, bro.
cheese?
Out of everything.
It's a good source of protein, Kev. It's a
Ah.
slow digesting casein protein. Yeah, I don't know. If I were a player, I'd probably just not want to talk to media at all.
Yeah, if you don't, yeah, if you're gonna problem with it, don't be the
Especially if
player
they're
that has to
asking
be
me about the
there.
Small talk in
1997
general
World
just
Series.
sucks.
Just kidding.
Like, I hate making small talk with people. Like, I don't even like say hi to most of the people like I pass by in the hallways. It's just like, what more am I going to gain from you?
Yeah, just give me a genuine conversation. Don't give me one at all.
Yeah, like don't Larry David me and like don't try to small talk with me.
Larry, dude, someone. Okay, but I'm not gonna say it here.
I just realized the Yankees only come once to Lone Depot, right? Next
They've
season?
been twice. 2018.
He's
No,
talking
no,
about next
no,
season.
no,
No,
no. I'm
next
talking
year.
2023.
Yeah, they
next
come.
year.
They come for one series
I think
next
they
year,
play
and
them
then the
once
year
a year.
after
They're
the
doing
Marlins
the-
go to the Marlins go to Yankee Stadium the next year.
They're
That's
doing
gonna be
the
like the
celebration pretty late then, the 30th year anniversary one or whatever it is. They're doing pretty late.
Well, they
into the
played them
year.
in the World Series 20 years ago.
I guess they are.
30 years of the franchise. Yeah, 31st.
That's what
season,
they're
but yeah.
celebrating, I believe. Yeah. That should be fun though. That should be a nice little weekend.
My cynicism with that franchise, and this is merely objective, is such that like I wouldn't be surprised if like having those anniversary celebrations for those teams, like 30th anniversary of the 93 team, that will barely do anything in terms of drawing any additional fan interest because
Yeah, I agree.
beyond being
It
the
drew people
inaugural
this
team,
last
that
year.
90,
This year.
most
drew
inaugural
people
teams are
to the
forgettable,
1990s.
but like, yeah, the Marlins themselves as a franchise, I don't think will do enough to bring a decent amount of fans into that into the ballpark for that celebration.
You can only tear the team down so many times before you desecrate the
Dude,
relationship.
you like desensitize,
Yeah,
like locals to the idea of like waiting.
it's just like, dude, I don't know. It was sad. There was just like nobody there when I went.
I mean, to be fair, Samson was kind of pompous when he was interviewed after the trades of everybody, saying like we traded Yelich, Stan, Ozuna because it didn't work with them. I mean, to be fair, I personally would have thought like
Who
had
said that?
Fernandez
Louis,
been on
let me
that
get in
team
after
at
one
17,
second. Finish up
they
one.
would have likely gone to the playoffs, and I think it would have totally altered the trajectory of where the franchise is now.
Louis, I do want to say, I the one thing I will defend Samson with is like if he's gonna be a little salty responding to fans, I can kind of see it because he's taken a lot of heat for something he can't really control, right? He's all executives, all GMs, they're yes man to the owners. They take orders, they take deliverables from the people ahead of them. So once they make these trades and stuff, they're unpopular, and I'm sure they're not always moves that the front office themselves want to make, but it's what the ownership wants. So I feel like, yeah, David Samson could be acting like that, but in a way, if it's a constant behavior, which it has been, but in that instantaneous moment, I can get why
He's just
I feel it's like-
he's just genuinely unlikable.
like, I'm just a messenger, like that kind of thing.
He's a very
be fair-
unlikable guy who gets heat undeservedly so most of the time, but he's a very he doesn't do himself many favors. He's a very unlikable guy.
He's
No,
unlikable.
yeah, I will say that I mean, a lot of that I feel like was probably Michael Hill's doing, and that
Michael Hill's a god.
merely by title. Michael Hill is a very good evaluator of talent. When you talk about just guys, individual players that he was able to acquire in his tenure with that team, he was great. I don't know how much of a role Samson played in that merely. Like there's a lot of nepotism that I think of when I think of Samson because he was married to Loria's daughter, and there's that
Loria was married
cross-pollination
to
that seems to play
Samson's
into the
mother.
franchise. But the nicest thing I could say about that era of the team, or at least like that the Loria era, is that like they didn't make some of the not every trade they made was horrible, but it's like the bad ones that they made were so bad that you kind of forget about the good ones that did bring back some positive value in terms of individual players. And they didn't draft bad. Like a lot of what they drafted at the time, like turned into some pretty good players. I mean, Dan Upper was a Rule 5
drafting well. Sorry, from like 2010 to 2013, they drafted well, and then after that, their first rounders they really whiffed. It was like Kolek, Naylor. Naylor's good now, and then they drafted. I think they actually did well with Rogers and Braxton 2016 and 2017 respectively.
Baseball's so random though. Like
it's so random.
Like you could say a team on paper is great when you look at the totality of individual player careers, but in a single season, like you never know. Like you remember the 2011 Phillies, like how good that team was projected to be merely on the basis of their rotation.
I don't remember.
Cliff Lee, Roy Halladay, Cole Hamels.
Dude, how do I respond to this?
Oh yeah, Cliff Lee, Roy Halladay. Yeah,
that was. They had a fourth guy in there.
Roy Oswalt.
And then you had like Kendrick and Joe Blanton.
Kyle Kendrick and Joe Blanton, who homered in that World Series.
The last pitcher to homer in a World Series. 2008 against the Rays, I think.
It's crazy that Philly's up 4-0.
Suarez is a good pitcher. Does it differently. He's very like kind of like the Philly. He's like a better Nestor Cortez.
Yeah.
Crafty lefty.
It's crazy how bad he was in that game against Atlanta. Walking everyone, and now he's pitching World Series shutout.
Yeah,
baseball, bro. It's
if he gives him at this current rate, if he gets through the fourth inning quick, if he gives him he can give him 6 innings, and that would be like a big plus.
Save up the bullpen.
Yeah, and then Syndergaard will probably go in Game 5, unless they go back to Nola in Game 5, which I would go Syndergaard. I think you're up 2-1. Not that you have a game to play with.
I wouldn't go Syndergaard. I think
just use it, roll him out the same way that you did in that game against Atlanta. Just once through the order, he did that. He gave up a run in 3 innings, and they went.
What do you do? You go Nola Game 5, and assuming you win.
Yeah, because what if Nola's bad again? And then now you're facing it.
Yeah, he was bad, but that's in fucking Houston, bro. Like every starting pitcher's gonna be bad in Houston.
No, it's relatively pitcher friendly park.
No, I'm just saying that atmosphere. It's tough to pitch there. Braxton struggled there. Remember, it's hard.
Yeah, but it's a small sample size, dude. Like one start doesn't necessarily.
I know, bro. I know.
That's why I think evaluating a player based on playoff performance is just a farce. It's
so you wouldn't give Judge less money because of his playoff struggles?
No, but all right, here's an example. Roger Clemens had a career 3.75. Is Roger Clemens a 3.75 ERA pitcher, or the guy with a 3.12 ERA who's third all time or fourth all time in starting pitcher WAR? I'm going to side with the guy who's one of the greatest pitchers of all time and won 7 Cy Youngs and not 200 innings of a 3.75 ERA. It's just it's not indicative of the player as a whole. I understand that those moments matter to fans, and fans aren't as invested in.
I know. No one's arguing with you, Lewis. Here. Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro. I think it's dumb to gauge playoff performances this player's that.
I mean, Miami likes to do that. They signed Jorge Soler purely based on his second half and mostly the playoff run that he had.
Yeah, I know.
Lee Rosario got picked up because of his NLCS or division.
Well, no, they brought him back. A lot of teams will emotionally hold on to a player for another year. Like Ishikawa got another year with the Giants.
I know, like David Freese got a big contract because of his stuff. I know Madison
No,
Bumgarner got a big contract.
But in the grand scheme of those guys, Freese turned out to be a pretty good player. And if you look at the last year of his career, like in the postseason with the Dodgers, he hit like 7 hits and like 10 at bats. Like David Freese is just a good player.
Randy Rosarena was thought up to be an amazing hitter, and
he was a 20-WAR. He was a 20-WAR player. Like that's not. I mean, obviously, no one's gonna make a plaque of you. But David Freese is a good player, and like I know the postseason doesn't define you like as far as how great of a player you were, but like
some players it does.
But for a moment like that, yeah, like 2011, like that's the best game I've ever seen. Was that Game 6? Best baseball game I've ever seen.
Does anyone here think Judge won't stay with the Yankees?
Yeah, there's a chance he's going to the West Coast. I firmly believe that, and you'll see the Yankees
going to the Marlins.
If he goes to the Marlins, I will shave my eyebrows. He's not going to the Marlins.
If he goes to the Marlins, I will shave my head.
Dude,
no, there's no way. The Marlins can sign him. I mean,
you would all have to give up a left kidney,
like Adam said yesterday, any team can sign anybody if the owners wanted to pony up the money and make that much of a commitment. But I mean,
cap hit isn't a myth like in football.
I highly doubt he's going to come here. Why would he want to come here? To 161st Street to outside Little Havana where they're selling hot dogs by like a dilapidated neighborhood. Like I'm not.
My school's right in front of there. My school's right there. There's a school.
No, but it's like, but like proximity wise, it's not the place you want to build a stadium.
Where do you go, Romeo?
He goes to Slam.
I go to school literally right in front of.
That's where Jeter
right
Downs
in front
went.
of the like. Yeah, it is where Jeter Downs.
We played you guys a bunch of times.
He plays for the Red Sox, right?
Yeah.
He was like their first round pick. Oh no, they got him in a trade. No,
he was back.
When he was in 12th grade, I was in 6th. Yeah, it's cool. Look it up to him. He was a
four innings for Ranger Suarez.
Yeah, the Slam head coach got thrown out of a game when we faced him. Jeter Downs is killing that short.
Under 60 pitches right now.
And Noah's back too.
Flacco, that guy had a lot of problems.
Yeah,
or not.
What's the pitch count at for Suarez, Eli?
I don't know. I just came back inside. My world is spinning right now.
Well, for me, it says
the Warriors are up 10. The Phillies are up 4. It's looking good, boys. That's how you make bets. Fade Eli.
58 pitches for Suarez.
Dude, he can go like if he's quick in the 5th, he'll get the 6th, and then they have a cushion. The problem is their bullpen though is like it's good. It's just not. I kind of worry about the Phillies bullpen.
Who else can we get on this stream just to have some fun?
Where'd Noah go?
Noah's there. I don't know if he wants me to add him. No, he's eating.
I don't think he needs you to add him.
He's eating his cottage cheese.
Oh, he needs to turn on his camera.
He added him anyway.
Who added him?
Who added me?
Definitely Isaac.
Hey, I don't know how to use this, so don't look at me. I'm already blocked.
I'm already blocked, bro. Danny left.
No, I removed you because I'm a good guy. Why is Alex Rodriguez dressed
I just want to know who added me.
Damn, no.
Oh, Isaac.
Like,
it wasn't me.
Alex
Could have only been Isaac or Kevin. That
was
is,
not
those
me.
are the candidates. Those are the only ones. Aside from me.
It was you, bro. I respect Noah's eating
his cottage cheese.
Very annoying.
Now I'm eating chips.
Eating chips?
No, where is the protein?
No, you think I have protein?
No,
you obviously haven't seen me.
I mean, you did not take the stairs with me that one time, so.
I will not take 6 flights of stairs from the press box down. It's not happening. Not with my knees.
I'll actually do that with you, Lewis. I don't love the elevator either.
I don't like taking the elevator. I have to though because of like how long the post game generally takes. But I don't mind it.
The one time I covered with Lewis, he couldn't go in the clubhouse.
Yeah, because I didn't have like 74 COVID shots. I think it's like 3 now.
It's 4, I believe.
Bro, I have 4.
No. Well, I guess I'm a Trumper then. I don't know.
If you have anything less than 4.
I think I have 3, and they didn't have a problem with it. I got sick from the 3rd one though. I got like a really bad headache.
Yeah, I got sick from the 4th one too.
Oh, you already have the 4th one, though?
Yeah, I just got it last week.
Oh look,
No,
Kevin's
look,
favorite
Justin
player.
Turner, your favorite
That's
player,
right.
Lewis.
Justin Turner won the Clemente Award. That's cool.
Good for him.
I love.
You guys saw the video. I sent you.
My favorite players.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Justin Turner is a very nice guy.
Red Turn 2 Court with a K. I think that's his wife's Twitter handle. He's a very good player. Came from like nothing, bro. He was nothing with the Mets.
He played in the big
Orioles.
leagues, right?
Postseason beast. Oh, Isaac's out.
Look at all I play this week. You see it?
Charge your phone, dude.
Dude, let me be. I was just saying, look at what I play this week. I haven't looked.
Who do you
Can't
play?
wait.
Oh, you play Eli.
That's a lot of
Can't
fishing
wait.
poles.
Wait, what'd you say?
See, you have a lot of fishing poles in your room.
Me, yeah.
You never have too many.
Oh shit.
No, do you get
Damn,
seasick a
bro,
lot
you got
on
a
the boat?
lot.
Me, I don't get seasick.
Donate some, Romeo.
My girlfriend's complaining to me that she's gonna get sick when we go on our cruise. I'm like, babe, there's like
You
4,000.
barely feel anything on a cruise.
That's what I told her. I'm like, She's like, I've been on a cruise. I'm like, you went on a Carnival cruise. It's not a cruise. It's a glorified sailboat.
Where do you go fishing, Romeo?
Behind I live in a dock, so I have a dock, and then sometimes I go out on my dad's boat. So we in his little to like the seaquarium on the outside because they throw
Brandon?
no by the what's it called?
Key Biscayne?
Yeah, by Key Biscayne, by the seaquarium, and then they dump so you can catch a lot of what's it called? Snappers that like this big.
Yeah, I just went to the Keys. We usually rent a pod like a flats boat from like Key Largo and go into like Blackwater Sound, and it's a really great spot. We go up against the mangroves. Really, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I got super sunburned. We do it like 3 or 4 times a year.
yeah.
I want to
That
go
has
fishing on the boat.
18 inches, so like can only fit like 2 people. Then we just go back home. Yeah, my biggest purchase this year is this jersey, which is kind of funny. It's a Max Meyer jersey. Can you see it? Tell me when you can see it. Can you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got it. Wait, I just made it a new GIF of him. I could share it with people.
Hey, what's the super follower thing? $2.99? You can have that GIF.
I have a two. Yeah, I'm gonna download that one right there. That's gonna be something great.
I think I just added it to the database today for everybody that has access to it. Hold on just a moment.
My negative. For the first time, I seen Adam pass my negative 3,800 the other day.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh?
I was at that
What a
game.
sad-
I was there. I met Daniel there.
You got blown up that day.
Yeah.
So
He
confused.
started off pretty well though, didn't he?
Yeah.
His strikeout was Reese Hoskins.
Yeah. Then Reese Hoskins came back and hit a two-run shot at him, and they left him out to die. They should have taken him.
When I interviewed Meyer, he's like he's really short. Like
Who'd
not
you interview him?
when we spoke to him the day after his debut. I think I was there that
Yeah.
Sunday. I think we were there. But yeah, me and Noah were in the clubhouse that day. I saw him, and I'm like, he's like I'm not even projecting performance, but he literally it's like Pedro Martinez. Like that's how
I think that was such a bad 3rd overall pick. You don't pick a 5'11" pitcher.
he's a college. I mean, he did well in the minors. It's just a matter of whether or
He
not
did
he'll
do
be
well in
back.
the minors, but also he never went more than 6 innings ever.
No, you don't
for
like
starting-
Max Meyer, Isaac.
You can't necessarily pin that
Who
on
you
him
like?
more than you can just the
No, I
evolution
don't.
of thought.
Joe Versaro and I share the opinion of Max Meyer. Like, he's good. He'll be fine. I would put him in the bullpen immediately, and I would have traded him for Brian Reynolds in 2 seconds. fine.
Yeah, me and Eli and Kevin
How
are
much will it
doing a
try?
series tomorrow. Are doing aisle 2 tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll probably talk about Reynolds.
You guys like love to trade young team control talent like very quickly. I will say.
It's that, the thing with the Marlins is, unfortunately, we never mentioned trading Jazz, but we mentioned trading a lot of these young controllable talent because they all
I
end
mean,
up
they
like,
can afford to trade
Tough.
some of it. I don't think all of it. I definitely think pitching would be.
I would
where
not
they-
advocate for trading Max Meyer.
No,
I
but
like Max Meyer a lot, actually.
pitching would be where they'd have to deal from.
I
I don't
really-
think Meyer's value right now is much, considering he just had the surgery.
you absolutely consider trading Max Meyer and or Edward Cabrera in
I
exchange.
would trade probably Cabrera. I think Cabrera has a chance to blow up in a team's face if he's not used right. Like, he's great, but there's a lot like there.
He's
that
a weird pitcher. He's a very strange
he walks
pitcher.
a lot of hitters.
Eddie still has control issues.
The only
No, but
game when he didn't walk a batter, he exited early with injury. I think that was the game when he got hit on the foot.
That's the thing with Edward, because like it reminds me so much of Sandy. You guys don't remember in 2018, 2019 how bad Sandy was at not walking guys. Sandy was walking so many guys, and it was like,
I mean,
there's
it
no
is hard
way
to
this
command
guy-
a sinker.
There's no way
all
this guy will
time.
be good. And so, I just don't want to give up on Edward, but Edward's like a different type of pitcher than Sandy was. I know people like to compare the two, tall Dominican right-handers that throw hard. They're just different types of pitchers. Sandy wasn't relying on the changeup and off speed the way that Edward Cabrera is at this point in his career. So
Isn't Sandy Venezuelan?
Sandy is
probably
not
wrong.
Venezuelan.
Sandy is Dominican.
Are you
Okay.
serious right now? Get out.
Oh my
Say that to Danny Alvarez and see how fast
2019 and on, he was fine. Before that, he was walking.
Oh, no, he's
Why
back.
would you do that
2019,
to
yeah,
me?
2020 was his breakout season, even though he got COVID and he didn't pitch that much in the
He was an
short season.
all-star
But
in
2020,
2019.
Sandy?
he pitched
He was
opening
an
day.
all-star
And he was an
19.
all-star in 2019, Isaac.
Yeah, but that was a bullshit all-star game. He should not have been an
He
all-star.
was a really good pitcher that
I
year.
mean, his numbers weren't.
He was not a good
horrible.
all pitcher in 2019.
Yes, he was.
No, he
Isaac,
wasn't.
Hey,
In the first half,
He was
7 strikeout guy.
guys.
He was an
in the
above
first
average
half,
pitcher.
he was not good.
He was very
That's
good.
true. That is nope. I completely agree with Isaac.
No,
He was
good. He was
Sandy
good.
was no Sandy, especially the first 2 months of the season. Like
Horrible.
he did not even look like a decent major league starter. Things turned a little bit for him, like around June and early July, but really the things clicked in August, September. Like his first tweak back then was trusting his sinker a whole lot more, and that pitch, his ability to command it, and his velo like tapered up a little. That's when you saw only the last couple months of 2019 is where it really flipped into being a guy that was suspect towards being a guy that was like emerging
A
as
two or
the
three.
ace of the team. And
Two or three.
yeah, but I'm overdue from putting out a breakdown comparing what he looked like in early 2019 versus now. Everything is just so much different. Like he really is a very rare example of a guy who has totally blossomed at the major league level. I'm for someone that was pretty highly regarded as a prospect, for when the difference between where he was like a full year into his major league career versus where he is now, like 3 additional years later, like there's just not many other examples of players that have that type of absolute breakout once they're already in the big leagues and once they're already in a role. But that's what amazes me. He just continues to get better and better and better, making the adjustments that he needs to make.
No, and one more thing I'll add. You guys forget that at this point, 2019, end of 2018, Sandy and Jorge Guzman were very, very close in the rankings of prospect lists. Very close. And some people preferred Jorge Guzman. And I think I completely agree with Eli. Can't think of a pitcher that has improved this much in such a short period, in such a short amount of time. It is actually ridiculous how good Sandy's come from the beginning of 2019 to where he is now to be the unanimous Cy Young Award. He throws the first pitch strike to every single batter. In 2019, he was behind 2-0 every single batter. It's just crazy.
So I mean, these kinds of climbs aren't that rare. Like we see guys get better, right?
I mean,
Right.
Scherzer
Give me an
was like
example
this.
of what
I'll take your
someone is-
guys' word for it if you guys didn't watch early on in the year, but holistically, he did not have an all-star season, but he had a good year. And if it's by
He didn't have a
virtue of
good year.
innings, that's only
good
like
year
you
for
guys
who?
have been giving him credit for this year, that he's going to win the Cy Young on the virtue of volume because he's thrown 200 innings every year we've had a full year, except for that he's been in the major leagues. So he had a 2.3 win season. as a pitcher
197
in
1 year, but yeah.
Yeah, no, he
He
was good in
walked 81
2019.
guys
He wasn't
in
an all-star pitcher,
2017,
but he
Adam.
wasn't terrible.
2019, Adam. Walked 81 guys.
He had a 3.69 walk per nine. That's
three
not
point-
terrible. It's not
It's
bad. It
not
was
It's
a
not
home
terrible.
run.
good.
It's
You
not
want to be
great.
worried about
It's
something,
not
Isaac?
like
It's
what
the home
you
run rate he was
want
allowing.
to anoint
The
the
fly
And it
ball
was a
ball
home
because
run rate.
he wasn't locating his sinker properly. That was the issue.
Wow,
So now
Eli,
that he
good
is,
find.
which is something a lot of sinker ballers do. Like it's not
Eli.
a new thing that they just like have to come in. Like they're very good. He's
Eli,
now
can you
pitching very
compare?
well. The sinker is really efficient now. It was always like
You know how to-
fine, but even in 2019, he was a good pitcher.
I'll wait for Adam to get off his high chair.
So like, Adam, you weren't even watching the Marlins. How are you
I
going
don't
to tell
have
us?
to watch the Marlins, bro.
I mean, he had this pretty extended stretch that he had no idea where the ball was going,
That's
and
why
his
you have
stuff wasn't even that
162 game
special
season. It
at the
averages
time.
out.
He was a suspect. He was a suspect
Eli,
early on.
can you
in that
compare
season.
Sandy through 2019, what's that, 3 seasons, with Verlander through like 2008? I think that's like the best comp I can come with in terms of just overall run prevention minus plus like innings.
Eli, were you already in control of this Twitter account when these went out?
Yeah, I remember very clearly my concerns about him being a starter just due to the fact that his control was just unacceptably bad at that point, and he wasn't back then. Even right now, obviously, we know that with few exceptions, he's not somebody that's on the high end in terms of missing bats. And it was an uncertain time, and ultimately, the fact that the team was so bad at this moment that
No one cared.
Especially at this stage of the season in May 2019, they were on pace for like the worst season in their franchise's history. I mean, that was the perfect opportunity to let him work through his mistakes. And thankfully they did. And for people just to tie this into current events, this was Mel Stoudemire's first year as pitching coach. And to see the way that they worked together during that first year, Sandy is exhibit A as to why they feel as strongly about Mel as they do. He more so than really anybody else, certainly more so than Don Mattingly, more so than anybody in Sandy's inner circle. I think Mel has been instrumental in allowing him to put everything together.
And this is the season, I think his first start of the season was very good. He won like 8 innings. And was this the season that he threw 2 complete games against the Royals and the Mets? Was that
Yeah.
season?
Yeah, he threw a couple of shutouts.
He did get better. He got much better, but I think that was all in the second half. Because in the beginning of that season, the first 3 months, it was very bad.
Eli, I don't think it's very fair at all to say that Sandy has really ever had a command issue or a control issue, especially when he's thrown 200 innings 3 years in a row.
Wait, what?
If you have control issues, you're not throwing 200 innings. It's as simple as that.
It's been two. First of all, he hasn't pitched 200 innings 3 times. It's been twice.
Okay, no, he did. Like 197. He threw 197.
Okay, you want to consider it 200? All right.
It's close
but
enough.
Adam, one doesn't preclude the other. You can be walk a bunch of guys and throw 200 innings.
No, because ideally you would get pulled if you're missing location, right? So if it's happening,
not if you're on a rebuilding team that sucks.
Yes, it is. Yes, you're not going to let a guy get shelled, regardless of whether your team is good or bad. You're not going to let him get shelled. That's just not a thing.
I mean, that's a myth. Yeah,
it's not a myth. It's not a myth.
I'm giving credence to what you're saying, chair boy.
When they get shelled, that's not a thing. Like you don't let a guy get creamed even when he's on a bad team. That's just not
Adam, I'm literally on your side, and you're like taking your pants off and peeing on me, like.
Oh no, I didn't even hear what you said about Sandy.
I'm agreeing with you.
I was
that
talking to Eli and Isaac.
I'm rebutting what Isaac's saying in terms of just like you let a guy stay out there and eat it if he's like.
That's not what I was saying either.
Yeah,
you said that if the team's bad, he's gonna pitch a ball.
I said that if the team is bad, it doesn't exactly mean that if he walks a bunch of guys, if he walks 70 to 80, 90 guys in a year, it's still possible for a pitcher to reach 200 innings.
And my point is that it's irrelevant whether a guy is on a good team or bad team. He's going to get pulled if he's getting shelled. Period.
Well, no, I don't think it's totally irrelevant because if he's on a good team that's competing for a World Series, I don't think they're going to have as much of of a.
It doesn't matter. It's about it's not a thing about competing for the team. It's about
how
the guy's confidence out there. If he's getting shelled, you don't want to.
Adam, I'm not saying it's right, but you can't say that on a rebuilding team.
On a bad date, you don't want to still be there. You want to go and leave. You want to get up and go right as quickly as possible.
Adam, but on a rebuilding team that you have zero chance, you're going to lose 100 games. You're going to let him go out a little bit longer.
All right, I was going to ask a genuine question. Like, I don't know if I'm the first one to mention this, but if you're projecting Sandy moving forward, he's not an 8-win pitcher perennially, right? Like we're looking at maybe
what?
He's
Eight
not.
by WAR. He was worth 8.1 Baseball Reference WAR.
No, I
this
think
year.
he's a 6 WAR pitcher annually.
Yeah, this shit will not happen again. This was rare.
If he is for like,
I think he's going to be good. I don't think he's ever going to be.
I don't
this
think he'll
good.
ever reach these levels again. I do.
No. But
I think you're looking at the apex of Alcantara.
Well, I don't
Right,
like to
this is
doubt
about
him
as good as
because he does
I
continue
wouldn't doubt
to
him. I'm
find.
just saying.
What I
Also,
will
to
say
get a
is, I
little-
think you move forward under the assumption that this is the best season.
Yeah,
that he'll
because
ever
you're
have.
erring on the side of history.
Because for most pitchers, because there's so few that you can count that ever have a season like this. So naturally, I think it's a fair assumption that this was his peak year. I just know that he continues to surprise me whenever we think that he has already peaked. He's just an amazing. His work ethic is amazing, and he's just been blessed with basically perfect health. I mean, that's been such a big factor for him, is that he never has to worry about that. That's never really in his mind because he has never had like an arm injury scare, at least during the season that we know about. And I think that has freed him to be the best version of himself.
I think
Are
it's
we
more
taking
personal
Suarez out
limitation
here?
than
75
he
pitches
is.
after 5 innings.
I mean, with how rested their bullpen is after back-to-back days off.
And then you got games
Yeah,
3 days in a
Alvarado
row,
warming
right?
up.
Alvarado, yeah, and then they do well with the high end velocity guys. Alvarado is between him and Sir Anthony Dominguez. He's the guy that I have the most confidence in facing, and that's still coming from a guy who's thrown in 101 mile an hour sinker.
Last thing about Sandy. The thing is that remember, he was always a number 2. He was always projected to be a number 2 starter in a rotation. So and he wasn't even like getting shelled early on in his career.
Adam, no,
Bro,
He
please,
comes
dude.
in and
Well, to be
Adam,
fair,
in the
Adam-
Cardinals
he was on
organization,
Adam's
he was their
side.
11th best prospect.
he was projected to be like a number 2 caliber.
What are you-
starter, always? I've always seen him as that.
He was a Cardinals
That's-
guy
You
before
have,
that.
you have. All right, all right.
At the end of every
No,
scouting
not just
report,
me. Other people.
at the end of
too.
every scouting
Where do you think
report,
I
there
derive
was
my information?
strong thought that he was going to end up in the bullpen. Strong and maybe a 4 or 5 starter. Number
No,
where the hell are you coming up with?
Sandy was always a potential like at least 3 or 2, 100%. Like
Yeah,
obviously guys
but
who
that's
are
not what
bad,
was
it could have happened
reported.
with him, sure, but he never gave me indication that he would at all ever.
I mean, the Cardinals did goof by giving him up for two win seasons of Ozuna. Like the
Well, in
Marlins
hindsight's
definitely did
2020 though.
win out on that trade.
Yeah, that was a fantastic.
Dude,
it makes
the
up.
Marlins can't even believe. I think if Sandy gave the Marlins the rest of his career of 2019 type season, maybe a little bit better, they'd be thrilled.
Yeah,
That's
well,
my
he would
opinion.
definitely. He's already
And
made.
that is a
back-
number 4 starter.
For me, this is
There you go,
normal career
Ranger.
projection. Or
Yeah,
or
well,
career,
he
like,
made back the
progression.
value
For
that
me, a
he got.
23-year-old getting better year every year. I don't understand what the whole dichotomy or like issue is. For me, I see a 23-year-old pitcher getting better as he's in the major leagues. That's just the normal career trajectory. So, to me, to single out
Why didn't
Sandy as
Trevor Rogers get
weird-
better then?
Huh? A
Why
lot
didn't
better.
Trevor Rogers get better? Why? There's a million examples of people not getting better.
What? What are you talking about?
You just said that he's getting better in the major league career. That's normal.
Well, Trevor's injured, and he just has the yips. That's like
No.
1 year.
Okay.
Also, Trevor was like a first-round pick. To have an all-star caliber year is not out of the question.
I mean, he
He's
was
a
an
top
all-star. Trevor was an all-star
Trevor's
last
good
year.
too. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
You hope so, because I mean, like that dynamic. Like it's one thing to have one good lefty, but the potential to have 2 or 3.
Look at that.
then-
Especially need opens for a blowtorch in the bullpen. Nowhere. I don't see anywhere about a number 2 starter. I think it would have been best case scenario. I think the Cardinals and the Marlins would agree. Best case scenario if he became a number 2 ever.
If Trevor Rogers in the bullpen is like Josh Hader. He's a lefty
I
with
agree.
a good fastball and a good slider.
I agree. Max
don't-
Meyer and Trevor Rogers should both be in the bullpen.
I mean, I personally I want Braxton Garrett to start early.
I think
next
Bryson
season.
Garrett has a better chance at starting long term than Trevor.
Yeah, because he doesn't. Because there's a lot less max effort. I'm a big Braxton
Trevor-
Garrett fan.
Braxton
I mean,
doesn't
it took
depend
a
on
while,
velocity.
It
And
took a while, but it's been nice to see.
I like Braxton's mechanics better than Trevor's. I like Braxton's curveball better, but I like Trevor's fastball better. So
I feel like
I'm
So
Eli-
this is actually from before he got traded the year before. So
Right.
there is a more optimistic view from the following year. I think this was actually from Baseball America when he got traded, and they had him as the Marlins number 1 guy
that wasn't saying
entering
much.
2018 spring training, whereas Velo was up even from the previous year and high upside, but focused
I'm
on his
surprised
four
McCullers still
seamer,
in the
flash
game.
of promising secondaries. Yeah, ultimately his raw stuff to one day become a front of the rotation starter headlined by a fastball that's sitting in the upper 90s for entire starts. He will, however, have to improve his commands if he wants to reach that potential. If not, there's a chance forced to
Adam
the role of a
folds his
late inning
hands.
reliever.
I
Despite
personally
receiving a
never saw
handful
this.
of innings with the Cardinals, likely to start at AAA New Orleans, which was correct. If all goes well, he's in the rotation by season's end. That was correct as well. So this was, I think this was a pretty good synopsis. This was from almost 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years ago from Baseball America.
I personally never had an issue with it. I mean, he was only walking 3-4 guys, and at the time he was posting better strikeout numbers.
My
So
God, the Heat tied
it
it.
was making up for it.
Did they
I
actually?
gotta put the Heat game on.
We gotta end
It's
this.
tied at 100. And the
I have
Panthers
one
are
more.
starting soon.
Basketball this year, dude. I don't give a crap about basketball.
Eli, do we want to continue this? There's all of one person watching, and I think that's a bot in on Twitch.
We even scared away John Rodriguez, probably.
He fell asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're wrapping this up.
Up to you
I
guys.
know we're gonna end up talking afterwards, so we might as well keep it live.
I think it's better to not
Oh,
have it
I mean, you wanna
recorded
be
and live
off-
for public
To be
consumption.
off live so we can say shit.
So we can make jokes.
Yeah.
Let's put our Twitter accounts on the screen one more time for everybody to follow us here at Fish Stripes.
Hey, we got through 5 innings, so that's pretty impressive. Or until the bottom of the 5th. So
I'm sure if the game was 0-0, maybe it'd be a different story. Steve Kerr still coaches these assholes? Jesus.
Yeah, his
Dude,
back
you
doesn't
wait
hurt
until
him
after.
anymore. His back doesn't hurt him anymore.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up here. We'll be back a week from tomorrow, next Wednesday, potentially with a very special guest. Either that or with Jeopardy. We'll figure it out as that gets a little bit closer. But
Not
from Isaac,
Jeopardy.
from Kevin, Noah, Adam, Lewis, Eli Sussman here on Fish Stripes Live. Thanks for your support. Thanks for tuning in. As next time you see us, there'll be a new World Series championship. The offseason will be in full effect. There's a whole lot of stuff to cover. So we're going to have a lot of fun with it. Thanks as always for the support, and go Fish.
We got to end it off right. We got to